Coast Eagles, and of course Carlton on top of the table, looking to stretch their margin over Hawthorn. And the Sydney Swans, the first bounce, one out by Keane, knocked away by Johnston. Narkle, the first kick of the game, sends the ball down towards right half forward. Storming out in defence, Carlton, though. The hand pass comes across towards Dean. Not a particularly good hand pass to Dorotic. Dorotic looking for Robertson. He's in trouble. Narkle goes after the ball. Rhys Jones gets a hand pass across towards number 17. That's Nayley, and Nayley goes down towards half forward, but the mark is taken by Mainwaring.
Chris Mainwaring towards half forward. Oh, what a good mark that was for the Eagles. And a top mark. That was by O'Connell. He gets it wide, and here's a chance for Dean Turner with a high floating drop punt. It's up to the square. Ashenko goes for the mark. Can't take it. It's grabbed there by Hart into the open goal. He slams it through for a goal. Great play, the Eagles.
Marvellous start by the Eagles. David Hart getting their first goal. As we said at the outset, it's a cold night. The girls warmed by this effort. Dean Turner's high kick coming in. Ashenko starting on the forward line. Peter Dean's had a shave. Offhand, it's taken by Hart, who swings onto the left boot. He's got very good goal sense, as David Hart.
Lovely goal, that one by David Hart. And as Dennis said, a very dangerous play around the goals. Here they come again. Johnny Annear loses it. Taken by Richard Dennis, a former West Australian, towards half forward, where little Fraser Murphy, a man blessed with tremendous pace, this little fella, and he gets the benefit of a 15-metre penalty. He'd probably drive it long looking for Kernahan. Let's see where he is. Centre of the pack. It's fisted away by Keane. Oh, good strong play. They're having a go, the Eagles. Centre of the ground, good football as Annear receives and goes towards half forward. An ordinary looking kick. O'Connell couldn't take it. The umpire said he copped it over the shoulder, and Michael O'Connell, a player that I think's got a lot of ability and a real go at it, will take it at centre half forward.
It's been a position that's caused them problems all season long. Michael O'Connell's got the job tonight at centre half forward, and 15 metres awarded against Rhys Jones, who's remonstrating with the umpire, but he's being hooked back on the mark. David Rhys Jones is still having a bit to say. He started at centre half back, obviously. Mackenzie's on the forward line, so Carlton certainly have thrown their side around.
Mackenzie played full back on Brian Taylor for Collingwood last week, Dennis.
Michael O'Connell, a chance to stretch the margin to 12 points. Takes plenty of time with a kick. It looks good. The second goal is on the board for the West Coast Eagles. A great start.
Full back. And as Dennis said, they've had a weakness at centre half forward. They've got Phil Scott tonight playing at centre half back on Stephen Kernahan. Now there's Rhys Jones. Johnston, he's the danger player. They've got to really counter him tonight. That was good, strong play in defence for the Eagles. Good footballers coming away with it for the Eagles. That was Laidley. Out wide is Lewis. An interesting experiment. Lewis on the back line tonight. A beautiful pass. Terrific skills to O'Connell, who marks on half forward. Can they score another one? Here's Ashenko. Up he went, the big fella. And he's marked it. Interesting move. Ashenko very early in the game up on the forward line. And Laurie Keane, as we look in replay, a good strong mark in front of Dorotic, and Keane starting with a fair bit of ruck work early.
Dean is standing Ashenko. He's giving away a lot of height. Rhys Jones, in fact, is picking up Turner. We mentioned he was on O'Connell before. Here's the Ashenko kick. He's not noted for his accuracy, and this is no exception. But the Eagles out of the blocks quickly tonight, in stark contrast to their recent games. 2-1-13. Carlton yet to score. Alex Ashenko has been a star this season. Here's Peter Dean kicking in grandstand side, intended for Hunter. Surely that was a free kick. Wiley running at Hunter, and Hunter has the ball at left half back. Carlton needing to steady just a fraction. The hand passes on to Alvin. Alvin brings it grandstand side, and Richard Dennis takes the slider. Just the defensive side of centre wing. It's picked up by Alvin, who wants to go, but it's whistled back by the umpire. 15 metres, though, awarded against Lewis. There goes the Dennis kick down towards half forward. Kernahan's in front, knocked away by Brennan. A chance behind for Mainwaring. He collides with Fraser Murphy, and the ball's put out of bounds.
Richard Dennis, who we just saw a moment ago, has had an excellent year, was one of the unheralded recruits. Certainly had bigger names come to Carlton, but he's been an excellent player, very, very highly thought of. West saw the averages of the hit-outs there. Lewis. Chris Lewis, an interesting experiment there. Tackle seasons, tackles average 24 to 23.8, so nothing in that. Both sides doing well. Look at the skills of Lewis. He is a very clever player. What a clever kick that was out too, because he picked out Mainwaring, who's got a paddock to run in. He has a bounce, has another one. He should keep going here. Now he straightens up and kicks it long. Bigger Shenko's there again. Couldn't quite take it. It's right in front of goal. O'Connell's battling away. Kicked off the ground by Madden, right in front of the West Coast Eagles goal. Hart's in there also. And in comes the umpire to bounce it. But that was a good move, Dennis, right from the back line.
They're looking more direct tonight, Pete. They're kicking the ball long, especially when they're taking it in. Obviously, Ashenko's the focal point, and that would be the instruction, because last week we talked so much about the way they fiddled bringing it in. It made it very hard for the forwards as Madden gets it down, intended for Nayley, close to the boundary line. Gastiff working over the ball. He tries to knock it out, only into the legs of Nayley. Now a chance for Turner. Not a good hand pass. Wiley put the body in. Diving on top of it is Glasgow. Got it out to Nayley. Great tackle by Gastiff. It spilled wide to Dean. He works in a very tight situation out there, battling with Hart. Over the ball was Kennedy. It socked away from him. In my word, the work rate of players of both sides was up there. For little or no return, the ball is out of bounds. There's the Eagles bench. Madden doing the ruck work opposed to Ashenko, who gets it down with a backhand. Gastiff right on the boundary line, gets the hand pass to Hart. He's confronted by Blackwell. It comes to Barrage. Barrage unloads for a high kick. Downwards, fall forward. 1-out contest. Glendinning, great mark.
Well, Glendinning, I've said it time and time again. I know you've said it, Dennis, too, but his use of the body is exemplary. Look at that. 2 players to beat, but he kept his eye on the ball, and this could be a magnificent start if he kicks this. He stabs at it, and the goal umpire doesn't move. 3 goals, 1, the West Coast Eagles. Carlton yet to score.
The first thing.
1-0, and Carlton will have to get a move on. They wouldn't want to let the Eagles get away too far, as we see it on centre wing. Hart going for the hand pass. Gee, Lewis looks terrific in defence. A short pass, good football. All the marks dropped O'Connell, but the Eagles having a red-hot go. That was a hand pass from the Laxos intended for Lewis, but it's forced over the line halfway between centre wing. Well, it's actually around towards the half-forward line. The season's marks average 75 to the West Coast, in front of Carlton, which is surprising. Carlton on 61 for the season. Oh, gee, some strong work went on there, and the umpire coming in to say a free kick to Ashenko. What do you think? He conned him, Dennis?
What a terrible decision. Ashenko hit him in the pit of the stomach to start proceedings. Still, Alex has got the footy. He centres it off hands. Barrage was there. Now a chance for Glendinning. He hooks it out wide. Ashenko and Madden going back on him. This will be interesting. Ashenko couldn't take the mark. Untidy hand pass. Crashing in there was Robertson. Coming through is Johnston. He was pushed in the back. He'll get the kick.
Wayne Johnston, a real star player. He's a real goer. And when Carlton are down, you'll find this guy is always firing. Played a magnificent game last Sunday against Collingwood in the centre. Madden, good play by Keane. He's playing a very disciplined game, and I think they need a lot out of Lurrick. And that's holding the man. Now, the umpire missed that one. Oh, Lewis, his skills have been tremendous so far. Out to Malaxos. Malaxos, a hurry kick. There's Ashenko again in the centre of the pack. Couldn't take this one. Dean's there. Oh, Hunter and Wiley go in. Wiley, good play, Robbie Wiley. Back it comes to Elvin, and Carlton under a tremendous pressure. Get out of defence, but there's Mainwaring. Yes, a very good mark, Dennis, that one.
At full stretch, Chris Mainwaring, who's been a star this season, centres the ball. John O'Neill's got it now, outside of scoring range. The long kick into the forward line. Hackett, the fall of the ball, is knocked away from Glendinning. Great tackle by Johnston. Back with Glendinning, kicking at his second. It just missed. Behind then to the Eagles. 3-2-20. Carlton yet to score. The Eagles, like sprinters, exploding out of the blocks tonight.
Well, and they've got a lot of incentive tonight. Unless they win tonight, they're really out of the finals race. And if that's not enough to make the players fire, as well as the criticism of hand pass from Hunter across to Robertson. Shane Robertson towards half forward. From behind, the big play was by Oja. Phil Scott goes in after it, playing on Kernahan. Dangerous hand pass, could have been intercepted. Keane knocks it straight to Richard Dennis. Over to Nayley. Nayley half forward, Kernahan. Kernahan ducks back with another hand pass to Oja. Oja caught, drops the ball red hot. And the umpire calls play on it, still in that forward pocket area for Carlton as they go in hard after it. Great play by Lewis. Beautiful football to Brennan. Brennan cops one in the back. Play on, said the umpire again. They're really desperate. Robertson grabs it on half forward. Centres it. Could have been a free kick. Oh, punched away. And the umpire's really letting it go as Miles forces it through for the first score to Carlton, and that's a behind.
Desperate stuff. And I think the big crowd tonight, when I say big crowd, bigger than last week's, about 22,000 at the ground, enjoying the attitude of the Eagles so far. Keane was up, opposed to Madden, off hands to Scott. In the unaccustomed position of centre-half back tonight. He kicks long through centre. The leaper from behind down there was Dean. Fisted forward, taken by Gastiv. On the overlap is Lewis. Lewis goes down towards the pocket, intended for Glendinning. Almost one of those patented one-handers. He leads back. Oh, superb stuff. Hand passes across to O'Connell. Just inside the boundary, O'Connell. Did he go out? Confronted by Reece Jones. Great defence.
Yes, I think he should have kept going on the left there, Dennis, but what great skills by Glendinning. In fact, I thought he was grabbed there and could have received a free kick going for that mark. 11.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. Madden against this Schenko. Down to the ground it comes to Gleeson. There's Big Keane, and they're really making Laurie Keane work tonight, Dennis.
Yes, started him on the ball. The ball is in his court, obviously. That's a massive kick, and Glendinning takes the mark, only 30 metres out.
He's a good player, isn't he?
Marvellous. Obviously, he realises tonight just how high the stakes are. That was a massive kick by Laurie Keane. We said he's been given the challenge. He's responding marvellously so far. And Glendinning, a chance to kick his second goal. He's kicked 1-1 so far. That looks pretty good. Grazes the post to behind. 3-3 to a behind. The Eagles lead it. And Ross Glendinning proving more than a handful at the present time for now it's Ken Hunter.
Well, that's a quick change. A very, very quick change. But there's Peter Dean towards half-back. Oh, Little Hart was there, but taken by Dorotich is off. A hand pass. Johnston under pressure, but gets his kick. Kernahan in front. And that'll be 15 metres. But he doesn't mess around, Kernahan. A long, low trajectory drop punt. Oh, that's a beautiful mark. It would have been a free kick anyway. In fact, he is paying the free kick. I think McKenzie will take this.
It was a strong mark, though, wasn't it? What a gutsy
right
effort.
in the back, and a great mark, wasn't it?
Yep.
But still, it's Warren McKenzie, who is a very good overhead mark, taking this free kick right in front. And this may be the first goal of the game for Carlton. See what he can do. He's directly in front, about 35 metres out. And they need a goal because the Eagles starting off brilliantly. There's the kick by McKenzie, and let's see what the goal umpire says. It's a goal to the Blues.
Glasgow in real trouble. Picks the ball up. Hurried kick out of the centre towards half forward. Laidley on the burst up from half back. Takes the mark. Goes towards half forward. Dean Turner unattended. Outside 50. Chip pass O'Connell. O'Connell would be about 40 metres out from goal.
He adds a lot of life to that forward line with he and Glendinning up on that forward line. There's two real mobile players across that half forward line, and it's a big difference. In fact, Glendinning might even be right up at the full forward line now. O'Connell from half forward flank close to the boundary. It'll be a handy one. Oh, it's not a bad looking drop. Punt, has it made it? Oh no, it was touched right on the line. And bad luck to the Eagles. They certainly looked the better side so far. Michael O'Connell looking very good in particular. 3-4-22 West Coast. Carlton 1-1, a total of 7.
Great effort by Dorotich to leap over that pack and get a hand of the ball. This is Dean. Again favouring the grandstand side. Hunter, up he goes, takes a strong mark over O'Connell, and he's away. Searching hand pass, a sweeping hand pass, taken by Glasgow deep into the forward line. What a quick transference of play. Up was McKenzie, couldn't take the mark. Roving the pack brilliantly, Chris Mainwaring. Runs to back pocket, sends play towards the outer side wing, intended for Wiley. He couldn't hang on. The big fellow Madden tumbles over. His opposite number picks it up. That's Keane to Wiley. Around the outer side goes the kick. Leading in the race out there is Barrage, pursued by Blackwell. Barrage boots it down towards the pocket, intended for Glendinning. He's taken another mark.
Oh, Glendinning playing a great game. I don't know why they moved him last week against Essendon. I know that Salmon was playing particularly. Look, he's going to the torpedo punt. He's a miraculous player, this guy. If he gets onto it, it'll go close. Doesn't get onto it. Towards full forward. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. And what's happening down on the boundary line? Ken McCauley.
Thanks, Peter. Well, Ron Alexander's pre-game plan's working perfectly. He's asked the players to get on top in that goal-to-goal line, the area that they were terrorised last week by Essendon.
The Eagles lead by 15 points. We've played 16 minutes. Thanks, Ken. Ball on the outer side, close to the boundary line. It's taken by Gleeson. His kick is smothered off the boot. In goes Lewis battling after the ball. Gleeson and Blackwell battling with him. And there'll be a ball up on the outer side. Good to see Wayne Blackwell back and playing football. In the foreground, a familiar face in WA, Brad Shine. Meldrum alongside him. Bounce down on the outer side then. 3-4 to 1-1. The average kicks for the season. Crowd is thick out in that area. It's sparse down towards this area as we follow the ball around the outer side from Gleeson's kick. And it's just tumbled across the boundary by Laidley.
I think, Dennis, you can already see a much greater commitment by the West Coast players as compared with their effort last Friday night against Essendon.
Yes, they're condemned by their own actions to a certain extent, aren't they? The way they're playing tonight.
It's true. They're really going. Look at Barrett going in there. There's Richard Dennis, another former West Australian. There are a lot of West Aussies out there again tonight, as we see week after week in the opposing teams. There's 3 or 4 West Australians, and again you've got Richard Dennis, and you've got Kenny Hunter, Brad Shine, Wayne Blackwell, John Dorotich. So they've got plenty of West Aussies out there, the Blues. There's Kernahan giving away a free kick there to Anir. Johnny Anir, a real little workhorse, Johnny Anir. Tremendously fit player. He brings it towards half forward. Now O'Connell. Gee, that was a good mark. Clever use of the body. Oh, gee, I don't know about that one, though. But if Wiley's good enough to retrieve it, here's dangerous. Shenko's there. Good effort, Dorotich. Here's a chance, though, for Turner. He was grabbed after he got rid of it. No, said the umpire. Malaxos has got it. Puts it back. The big fella's there. Couldn't mark it, Shenko. In they go after it again. Hart off the ground. Oh, Carlton, as we see Dean take it away. They're under enormous pressure there, but they were good enough to get away. Shenko had his name written all over that mark, Dennis.
Yes, he should have marked that one, Pete. A couple of golden opportunities, and obviously that man knows they were there. They didn't eventuate in goals. Throw in. Right half forward for the Eagles. One backward of the pack by Keane. Wiley only as far as Johnston, who from half back sends Carlton towards centre field. Awkward bounce there for Gleeson. Lewis taken high. He'll get the free kick on the centre wicket area and 15 metres against Kernahan. There's Robbie Walls and Wes Lofts. Kick goes down towards the half forward line. Off hands. A chance behind then for the West Coast Eagles once more as it's shoved out of there by Malaxis. Wiley was taken high and he'll get the free kick.
Well, David Glasgow, every picture tells a story. Lewis has been magnificent in this first quarter, and he's mixing it too. Good on him. He's not noted as a player. He's more of a skilled player, as we well know. But that kid put a class player on the back line that can certainly show their skills. And Lewis having a brilliant first quarter. Robbie Wiley, a real goal sneak. This is a handy one if he can kick this one from right in front. Oh, he hooks that badly. That's a shocker. In fact, he was lucky to even score a behind there.
Unlike him, Pete, he's normally very reliable around goal, isn't he?
Always has been a great kick, Robert Wiley. But look at that. 3-5 from 8 shots. That could be costly in the long run. Carlton on 1-1.
Here's the kick in then. This time it's coming from Kennedy. A little indecisive, but again, slightly favours the grandstand side. Massive leap over the top by Glendinning. Just failed to hang on. And Nia, the Eagles have got the numbers around this ball. And Nia is run down from behind by Roberts. And down goes Nailey. Play on Dorotich. A high kick towards half forward. Kernahan. Oh, eyes only for the ball. What a good mark.
Great mark, Kernahan. He sets it up for full forward. Here's a mark coming up to Oger. Had his hands pulled off the ball. Play on, said the umpire. Back it comes to Madden. Madden picks it up, snaps it with all the Eagles are putting Carlton under enormous pressure. Big Keane was there. Now it's Laidley. Oh, tripped. And the umpire saw that one. And it is a free kick. It will go to Dean Laidley for the West Coast Eagles in that last line of defence.
Rather clumsy effort by Fraser Murphy. The man from Geelong West. There goes the kick towards centre field. Gastiff the leaper over Robertson. It spills, taken by Ania. Ania hoisted high towards the outer side. Main Waring storming at that ball. Barrel chested, takes the mark on the outer side. To the run of Barrett goes the hand pass. One bounce. He composes himself on the outer side, then spears the ball in long, intended for Shenko. Waiting behind is David Hart. He's already kicked one.
Well, David Hart has a big chance here for the Eagles. They have missed some sitters. Look at that. Shenko was in front against Dorotich. They both misjudged it. And little Hart in the centre of that pack just sitting there and waiting for it. He's already kicked one, as Dennis said. And a chance to score his second from right in front. What's he done with it? The goal umpire goes across and says, no worries, it's a goal. By Blackwell, and a strong mark, as I said. You don't have this guy off the ground for too long. He's a brilliant player, Paul Meldrum. He's come straight on the ground, has taken a strong mark 30 metres out from goal directly in front.
Well, this is the start the home crowd wanted, and I suppose viewers around Australia wanted too, because now Carlton, top side in the VFL, has to claw their way back into this. Here's Meldrum from about 40 metres, stabs at Goldwood and succeeds in putting it through. The second goal is on the board for Carlton.
Well, that was good play, and Blackwell was the player who kicked it down quickly. Meldrum braced himself in front. Look at the way Blackwell comes through that pack there. Long kick straight down the ground. Meldrum chips in across the front of the pack and takes a good safe mark. 4-5 plays 2-1, 29-13. Good start this by the Eagles, but in all fairness they should be further in front. They've had much more of the play. 22.5 minutes gone. The Laxos was there. Got to keep up the pressure, the Eagles. It's kicked up the ground. Glendinning, great play, Glendinning. Lewis has been brilliant. That is top play. That is brilliant play by Chris Lewis. He really has got a football brain, that kid. A lot of young players would have blazed away at goal there, but he chipped it across to a man just coming in front of goal, 30 metres out, Dean Turner.
Well, at the present time, the Eagles looking a lot quicker than their rivals. And Glendinning is inspiring this Eagles team at centre-half forward. Here's Dean Turner, kicked 4 goals last Friday against Essendon. This is pretty close. I think he's put it through. He has. The 5th goal is on the board for the Eagles. They're 5-5 and Carlton at 2-1.
Well, full marks. Once again, Glendinning was in the... we see the John Inverarity stand there. What's this? The kick off the ground by Hart. Now, Glendinning very cleverly grabs this, controls it, tapped it away from his opponent. Beautiful hand pass. Now Lewis, look at this, always looking out for a teammate in a better position, chipped it across to Turner. Safe goal.
Superb stuff by Ross Glendinning. Madden is up. Was there shepherding? Yes, there was on Keane. He'll get the free kick. Nothing to do with Madden. Keane to take this kick in the centre circle. 24 minutes gone. Laurie Keane starting on the ball, rucking throughout the term. Goes out wide with a kick. Moving into open space, Malaxis. He's got it at left half forward. Oh, down he goes. Fraser Murphy on a collision course. Malaxis kept his cool, got it to Anea. Anea about 35 metres out goes Goldwood. Pack on the line. Was it touched? Not according to the goal umpire, I fancy.
Head then, Keane grabbed by Madden. Madden a wobbly one towards half forward, fisted away by Scott. Back it comes to Kernahan, as we see Adrian Gleeson on the boundary line. Close. Oh, now it's on. Gee, there's a bit of feeling out there. Carlton are under pressure. Eagles having a red-hot go and playing very good football. It's at centre-half back for the Eagles. Fraser Murphy was being dragged. I'm sure it's because of what I said a moment ago. Instead of tackling, he tried to bump. Adrian Gleeson on. And off is Fraser Murphy. Here's a chance. Meldrum smothered by Ashenko. That was good team play by the big fella. Back it comes to Barrich, and Barrich to half forward. O'Connell was there. Glendinning ridden into the ground, but he gets in the hand pass. Narkle, a short one. Yes, Wiley leads. Beautiful football. And a good smother started that, Dennis, from the centre of the ground.
Yes, Alex Ashenko getting right over the boot. Not worried about taking the body. The West Coast Eagles on fire. Here's the veteran Robert Wiley then from about 40 metres. That's close. It's another one. They can do no wrong. 7-5 the Eagles. Into time on now. Carlton at 2-1. And bear in mind, at their last meeting, Carlton, the top side, won by 87 points at Princes Park as Narkle finds Wiley on the lead. All the time in the world for Narkle to assess the options, and that was the one he took, Robert Wiley. It's an imposing record, Robert Wiley's, and it continues to add luster. He's really playing well again tonight. He's been very lively so far.
Back to the centre, and let's see how good Carlton are. They're the top side this year in the VFL on the scoreboard, of course. Probably Hawthorn are rated higher. That's the skills of Lewis. He's been sensational in this first quarter as he gets it across to Laidley, to half forward. Oh, the flyers were there, but Wiley's the only man who stayed down. He kicks it high. There's the big fella. He's there, Laurie Keane. Over the back, a chance for Keane as he taps it away to Malaxos, who's dispossessed of the football. Meldrum's there. He loses it also. Glendinning brilliantly gets it out. Play on, said the umpire. Dorotich to Dean. Further afield to Glascott. Scott. Over the back. Mashenko. Port. Hand passes it away. Laidley goes in against Narkle. Oh, Jastev hand passes straight to Kernahan. Now it's back to Nailey. Nailey from centre wing. Left foots it. Oh, gee, Miles read that beautifully and took a good mark in the back pocket.
Yes, McKenzie not having a good night so far, despite the fact he's kicked a goal. There goes Mainwaring across the ground, a ploy of the Eagles. This is Anir on the outer side now, left half back flank. A little indecisive, chips it over the top, intended, I fancy, for Brennan. It bounces just inside the field of play. He tries to keep it in. Ogier was the man harassing him. It's taken by Turner. They've really got some speed out there, the West Coast Eagles, at the present time. Narkle almost the mark. It's knocked away. Now Wiley, showing characteristic zip, uses the ball brilliantly to Glendinning. Superb football by the Eagles.
That was superb play. It really was. Glendinning, as he gave it the long bomb, he wanted to pass it. Now he's composed himself. Ross Glendinning, he's kicked one. Now he thinks he can make it with a drop punt. He'll kick from 50 metres, and I won't doubt he can make the distance. Oh, look at that hold up in the breeze, though, as it floats towards goal. It hits the deck. Still in the goal square is Dorotich as he brings it wide. Glendinning races after it, but it stays in play. He tunnel balls it back. Ross Glendinning looking for Dean Turner. Rhys Jones is there also. That was brilliant play by David Rhys Jones, and he pops one high around the head. I don't think the umpire's going to report him, surely. No, it's a free kick, though, to David Rhys Jones. Let's see, have a look at this in replay again.
You've got to admire his tenacity there, thinking there was an opening. The boundary line was just to his right-hand side. He had no margin for error. And really, the moment he took that ball and decided he was going around the boundary, it was going to be a collision with Ross Glendinning, who showed him no mercy. There's Robert Walls.
Not too happy.
No. And Rhys Jones is down for the count at the present time.
It didn't look to be much in it. It was completely unintentional by Ross Glendinning, but it's hurt him.
Hunter kicks it around the outer side. Kernahan takes the mark. So just for a moment, they're undermanned in defence, and that's causing Wall some concern. Rhys Jones in the hands of the trainers outside the field of play on the outer side. Interference to Carlton. Yes, the free kick will be taken by Ogier out there. There's Rhys Jones. Quite clearly the worse for wear, and they're bringing him towards the interchange gates. Meantime, Ogier's got the football on the forward line, aided by 15 metres. This will test him. I don't think he'll get the distance. He's starting a long way past the 50-metre line. That on the mark is about 45 metres from goal. Ogier in. That's a good-looking kick from there. Fine effort. It just falls away and brushes the post. Good kick right on the siren. But what a superb quarter of football by the Eagles, who lead 7-5 to 2-2 at quarter time. Headaches for David Rhys Jones, and certainly headaches for the Blues at the present time. That was a West Coast Eagles hometown quarter, no question. So checking the goal scorers, Pete, just before we get your comments there, David Hart's got a couple and singles to Glendinning, but he's been the inspiration. He is the man that's leading this team by example tonight. Turner, Anir and O'Connell. And for the Blues, well, they've been struggling up front. Meldrum came on as an interchange play. He's kicked one goal and McKenzie the other. But it's really been a question of fight, speed and desire. And the Eagles leading in all of those facets.
And the use of the ball. There's Glendinning, who you were speaking about. Brilliant, in brilliant form. David Rhys Jones, the worse for wear, as you can see, holding his head. But the use of the ball was brilliant, the West Coast Eagles there. And I was very impressed with Lewis in the back line. It's a brilliant quarter. And a quarter time here at the WACA, in a bit of a turn-up so far. We have the West Coast Eagles leading on 7-5, 47 to Carlton on 2-2, a total of 14.
Out Richard Dennis really got it stuck into him because he hasn't been following Chris Lewis down the ground.
The start of the second term then at the WACA ground. 33 points to margin. It's one down by Madden, taken by Glascott, who boots it towards half forward. In from the side, Mainwaring couldn't take the mark. He emerges from that pack with the ball nevertheless and boots it towards the outer side. Lewis leads in the race. There's Dennis, the man who was lashed by the coach at quarter time, figuratively speaking. Gets it across towards Robertson. Robertson pulls it back, intended for Meldrum. The leaper down there was Miles. Roving the pack, it's Barrett. He hooks it back around the outer side. Ball lands in no man's land, leading the race out there. Meantime, there's a fight while Glasgow pursued the ball. This is Shine on the ground now. Sends it back in the direction of the fight. And the mark is taken close to the ground on the outer side by Robertson.
And Chris Lewis was in that against Richard Dennis. And there's a lot of feeling there because Lewis played such a brilliant first quarter. There, oh, Meldrum and Malaxos. Strong play. Oh, Shine popped it high. Should have been a free kick, I felt. A hurried kick. Comes to Nailey. On centre wing. Off he goes, Mark Nailey too. Pushed to Lewis, copying it behind the play. Oh, that was good play by Malaxos. Gutsy play, but Meldrum's head puts it on the ground. Oh, that was nearly holding the ball in my book. It's still at half-forward. There's a high tackle. Oh, gee, they're letting it go, aren't they?
A couple of kicks there. The umpire's going to ball it up. Interesting, the use of the interchange by the Eagles in that first term, or non-use of the interchange, certainly last week. They really shuffled their players through the gates. Tonight, nothing at all in that first quarter from Ron Alexander. So a contrast in tactics, 7-5 to 2-2. Richard Dennis is down in the hands of the trainers on the outer side after a heavy collision. I think it was with Lewis off the ball. Meantime, this is Kernahan, who swings it down towards the pocket in best position to mark his main wearing, and that's a good grab.
Well, he was a great player in the first quarter also. I think that's his best position down on the back line.
Yep.
I really do. I don't know whether he's playing in the back pocket. We'll try and pick that up, but he is a very good defender as he kicks wide. O'Connell was the only one who really looked at the ball then. Lewis and Dennis. Dennis paying a lot closer attention. Peter Dean. Adrian Gleeson receives that hand pass and then goes for home with a long kick to the forward line. Oh, there was a courageous effort. Who was that? That was Brennan. Well, he's got plenty of guts. Miles wide to Narkle, who marks on centre wing.
I really think they've got to organise their forward line a little better. Ozier and McKenzie down there. Just too slow when the ball hits the ground. Ball off hands across the half-forward line for the Eagles. This is Alvin. Sweeping hand pass out wide, taken by Dennis. Dennis goes in short for the pass. Johnston's got it on the outer side wing. So what can he do? Carlton steadying to start this second term. The pace just gone from the game a little bit. That should suit the Blues. There goes the high kick in. Kernahan, surely a free kick. Not forthcoming. Barrich has got the ball. Away he comes. Sweeping hand pass out wide. Gastev. Little chip hand pass across to Narkle. All the time in the world. Narkle runs through centre wing. Long towards half forward. Dorotic from behind. Ashenko in front. Too strong.
Well, Ashenko has impressed me, and that's 15 metres, which is bad play by Dorotic because that brings Ashenko, who's not a great kick normally for goal, right down at the 30-metre mark. And, well, there it was. You saw it in replay. Ashenko has really impressed me all year. Tremendous competitor. And you know, if you're a small player playing around a guy like that, would certainly be a big advantage. There's the kick, and he, as I said, he's not a good kick for goal, and that was a shocker.
Yes, accuracy, not his strong point. 7-6-48 to 2-2-14. Dean, short passes into Glasgow. Glasgow decides to run it out. Brings it towards half back. Blackwell, who's been very quiet, has the ball on centre wing. Chips it down towards half forward. The mark is taken by Meldrum in front of the very attentive Laidley on that occasion. And now 15 metres is meted out against Dean Laidley. So they're very liberal with the 15 metres tonight and very quick. They don't take it though, Carlton. Meldrum gets the hand pass across to Glasgow. Glasgow goes long into the forward line. Kernahan from behind. Couldn't take the mark. Offhand's a chance for Nailey. Malaxis dragged off a hand pass. It spills to Dennis, who somehow gets through the traffic. Oh, great vision by Dennis. The short one over the top. And the mark is taken by Gleeson on the 25-metre line.
Excellent play. And that roasting by Robert Walls, I think, has really worked wonders with Dennis because he is playing Chris Lewis very, very closely in this quarter, and that was clever play as he chipped it across. Now, Adrian Gleeson from right in front. Oh, it floats away a little bit. I think he might have missed. He has a bad miss, and the West Coast Eagles supporters breathe a sigh of relief.
Rovers shouldn't miss those, Pete.
Get well, Motts, and we certainly echo those thoughts. Peter Motley, let's hope that he recovers, and he's healthy and well and gets back in that Carlton Guernsey one day. As we see it, on half-forward flank, Johnston was there. They tackled him hard and high, as said the umpire, Brian Sheehan. And it's a free kick to Wayne Johnston. As I said, when the going gets tough, you always bet that Wayne Johnston will be right in the thick of it. He's on half-forward flank. Anira did pretty well on him in that first quarter. Johnston, a high one. Now, Madden is there. Comes loose. Oh, high tackle on Richard Dennis. Gee, the umpire must have missed that one. It looked high to me.
No doubt in the world it was. Still, the Eagles breathe a collective sigh of relief. Bounce down. About 40 metres out from goal. Madden and Keane. Really pointing the finger is Simon Madden. Tough one for the umpy. He's going to ball it up. Keane's in front. They fight a draw. They both fell over. Keane won it. Had the last word on the ground. It's taken by Lewis. Lewis goes out wide with a hand pass into the path of Narkle. Pursued by Robertson. Narkle goes down towards half forward. Glendinning's in front. It's fisted away by Hunter. Taken by Shine. Only as far as Barrett. He's run down by Robertson. Great tackle. It's jarred free to be taken by Alvin. Alvin goes around the outer side. And Dennis, who's on fire to start the second quarter, takes the mark.
Yes, Richard Dennis has had an excellent year for the Blues. Very highly thought of, this player. As he brings it to half forward, they need Kernahan taking marks. It's over the back of the pack. Kicked away by Laidley. A chance in front of it. Oh, was it a mark? No, said the umpire to Brennan. Grabbed by Malaxos. Malaxos, a hurry kick back towards half forward. Now, what's going to happen here? Oh, that was Barrage. Alvin to Mackenzie to Robertson, who hooks it back to centre wing. Oh, the bounce. Well, Kernahan nearly lost it down. Did he have the ball? No, said the umpire. It's a bit debatable, that one.
Yes, he certainly controlled it. He had possession, not according to the umpire. Kernahan on the outer side goes inside 50 with a kick intended for Ogier down there. Clears the pack, taken by Laidley. All the time in the world. Gets it to Keane. Keane comes grandstand side with a kick. Blackwell pushed out of the contest by Glendinnning. Or was it Hunter? Hunter it was who came out unceremoniously. Blackwell was beaten on the ground by Hart, who boots it down towards half forward. O'Connell was up, couldn't take the mark. Gathered by Dean. Sweeping hand pass to be taken by Hunter. Hunter in turn goes to Kennedy. Kennedy finds Nailey. Nailey gets around Laidley, gives it to Meldrum. Carlton looking better now. He goes in short, and the mark is taken by Gleeson on the 50-metre line. So Carlton showing a little more run, better combinations. Too far out to score. He sends it long down towards full forward. In from the side, Miles off hands. Goal to Kernahan, was it? Yes, it was.
From 11:55 Saturday, Channel 7 is now able to bring you live the exciting clash between VFL...
Down towards half forward. The mark almost taken by Ashenko. Did he get into the back of Dorotich? Picked up by Glendinnning, who's been an inspiration. Gets it across to Wiley. Brilliantly blanketed off the boot by Glasgow. 7-8, is it? 7-6. It's very hard to read this scoreboard. 7-6, 3-3. There's Rhys Jones, and here's Ken McCauley.
Thanks, Dennis. Well, David Rhys Jones has just come back from being examined by the doctor for suspected concussion. At quarter time, he didn't know whether it was daytime or nighttime, but then who can with these lights?
Well, that was great play, Malaxos to Laurie Keane as he kicked it. Oh, Keane let the side down because that was brilliant play. Malaxos 7-7 plays 3-3, and Laurie Keane had a golden opportunity. And really, they have missed some sitters, Dennis.
Yes, he's normally very good on the run, too, which is strange to relate for a big fellow. Keane had plenty of time, perhaps too much time there, Pete.
Peter Dean on screen, about to bring it to half-back. Now, Mackenzie's Aaron Lewis. Now, over the back of the pack was Hart. Play on, said the umpire. Good umpiring to let that go. It's still centre of the ground. Dennis loses it. In they go after it. There's a chance. Laidley is a real little goer. Wide is Lewis. Now, this player has been brilliant tonight. He's caught this time, though. Gets rid of it to O'Connell. Now, O'Connell, bad hand pass. Under pressure, though. He had no chance of getting rid of that. Good umpiring to let it go. Still on centre wing. In goes Laidley. Blackwell's there, and also Gleeson. Good play, little Adrian Gleeson. A hurry kick up towards half forward. Scott's there. Phil Scott. Good tackle. Kernahan. He loses it. Main Waring. Anir covers a ton of territory. Now he kicks it long to half forward. Glendinnning waits at the back. He's got it. It's amazing. Oh, no, he loses it the last bit to Robertson. Then in goes Malaxos, dives on the ball. It's in the centre of the ground. The bounce will take place.
You've got to admire the spirit. It's not a friendly spirit, but the conviction of both of these sides is they're really going about their business. A lot being said in there. Now it's the umpire's turn. Reading the riot act to Malaxis and Alvin. But certainly Carlton have really lifted their rating in the last 10 minutes or so. Well, since quarter time in effect. I suppose they gave the handicap a start. You could have got 5 goals in. It's the current positions. Essential tonight, as we said earlier. Blackwell over the ball. I'd say essential. We're talking from the West Coast Eagles perspective. This is Robertson. Robertson hooks it around and finds Meldrum. unattended on the outer side, and away he goes, bouncing it around that outer side, showing a good turn of pace. He's caught though by Hart. He's slung. The ball now with Naley. He's inside 50 metres, Mark Naley, and closing. And what's he done with this one? He's put it through for a goal.
Well, that's a lovely goal to Mark Naley, a blistering turn of pace, but Meldrum tried to run the field. 7-7 plays 4-3. They're creeping back into it. He just managed to get in the hand pass on that occasion to Naley, and there's the sprinting ability of Naley, and he is a very, very good kick on the run, as we saw in the State of Origin game against Victoria when he kicked 4 match-winning goals. Off the ground for the West Coast Eagles is Dean Laidley. 11.5 minutes gone, second quarter, and they're creeping their way back in. The Blues lost a bit of the sting, the West Coast Eagles. There's Richard Dennis, caught. Handballs it away to Robertson, now to Kennedy, smothered. McKenzie is there with a hand pass wide to Meldrum. Oh, is that blood coming down from his eye? I think it is, as we see Meldrum setting it up again for the big fella in Madden. But oh, that was a good mark by Alex Ashenko. A very ordinary looking hand pass, but it's effective to Mainwaring. He goes wide. The Pios is on the ground. He kicks wide to Turner, and that's a good mark to Dean Turner on centre wing.
Shine and Turner shaping up to each other. 2 old protagonists from the WAFL. And 15 metres will go against Brad Shine. Rough and tough customer. Dean Turner with the ball on centre wing. The Eagles would like a steadying goal. Hunter was interfered with. Yes, he'll get the free kick, Ken Hunter, on the half-back flank. So suddenly now the Eagles are confronted by a more determined Carlton. And the league leaders didn't get there by turning things up at quarter time. Ball on the grandstand wing. Blackwell, clever deflection across to Kernahan. There's so much talent in this Carlton side. Kernahan goes towards half forward. Ozier couldn't hang on. Pios gave it away. It's taken by Madden to Meldrum. Meldrum in real trouble across the half forward line. Good cooperative defensive work. Hart comes away. Chip passes in, and Near dropped the mark. Pushed in the back by Johnston.
Oh, gee, he was unlucky to get away with that, Johnny Near. The free was there, but he should have taken that mark. He's in the cell. He's got a loose man to give it to him. Gastevi ignores him and goes long. Glendinning from behind. In front was O'Connell. He tries to get in the hand pass. McKenzie to Dorotich. Wide, Lewis from behind, and he's out marked, and it's a good comeback this by Richard Dennis.
Superb. And I think the facet of the game that really has turned things around for Carlton more than anything else has been their tackling. They've laid some great tackles in this quarter. This is Gleeson running across his own half-forward line. He hoisted high down towards the half-forward line, and the mark is taken by Ozier about 40 metres out. So Gleeson's kick only gained about 15 metres. It hung in the air for a long time, but Darren Ozier able to come up and take that mark. So he could convert from here, and if he does, at the 14-minute mark of this second quarter, they've reined the Eagles in, Carlton. It'll be 5-3 to 7-7. Important kick, this one. This has been a superb effort by the Blues. They've steadied, they've shook off the Eagles, and now they're dictating the terms. There goes the kick. They'll contest about 3 or 4 metres out. Kernahan looking for the goal behind. He hit the post. Forever the opportunist Kernahan around those goals. He was up, down quickly, found the ball on the ground, threaded it through the pack at the second attempt, and hit the post.
Well, the Eagles finding it a lot harder up forward now, and Carlton looking dangerous, particularly when Kernahan goes near the ball. This could be out without being touched. It is. Lewis tried desperately to get there, but it's a free kick to Richard Dennis, half forward flank. He chips it short. It won't make the distance to Ozier, and it comes. Did it come off his boot? No, it was came off his body and over the line. West Coast Eagles still lead by 21 points. At the 15-minute mark of the second quarter, over the back is Johnny Anir. He kicks wide, Malaxos and Alvin. Malaxos, no, he didn't have the pace of Alvin then. Alvin, a beautiful pass on the run. Meldrum couldn't get to it. Kicked away by Chris Mainwaring to the line. Now, I think it was over. It was, said the boundary umpire on half-forward flank for the Blues. But a critical next 10 minutes coming up here, Dennis.
Marvellous piece of work there, too, by Alvin through the middle, Pete, on that very uncertain footing of what is a rock-hard centre wicket area. And then the disposal at full tilt. That was great stuff. And unfortunately for Carlton, Meldrum couldn't hang on. This is Hart coming away from half-back, heading towards centre field. Into open space goes the kick. Kenny Hunter wanted it most there. Gets the hand pass across to support. This is Shine through the middle. Searching kick out towards right half foot. Too much carry on the kick. It was intended for Gleeson. Gleeson did brilliantly as he collided with Lewis. Gleeson was held without it. Richard Dennis grabs the ball and goes goalward. Now, the advantage in paying the advantage there is very debatable. Dennis was right on the boundary line. Gleeson a set shot. I would have.
A lot of people feel, Dennis, that they shouldn't pay that advantage rule, that whoever gets the free kick should have to take the kick. And I think there's a lot of merit in that. That's a free kick for the Eagles to Miles.
No advantage.
I was just about to say that. Now, some umpires would have paid the advantage there when the player was clear. Miles was a very poor pass to a man who was covered. Still a chance for the Eagles because here's Barrich on the left foot wide. Is a beautiful kick to Glendinning. Cleverly knocked it on to Keane, but Keane a bit slow to realise Glendinning was going to do that as the kick is brought back by Shine. McKenzie takes the mark to Nailey, the racehorse Nailey towards Kernahan. That was good play by Phil Scott. Knocks it away. Meldrum caught. It's in the hand pass. Oja hooks it back to the half-forward line, but a strong mark has been taken there. He's not doing it too bad a job at centre-half-back, Dennis, Phil Scott.
He's playing on a great player. He's doing a pretty serviceable job down there. This is Gastiff bringing it away for the West Coast Eagles towards half-forward. Hunter doing better on Glendinning now, fisting away, and he has got the run of it towards the outer side. Clever hand pass. Sleight of hand got it to Narkle. Narkle goes looking for Glendinning. Wes Jones is back on the ground. Can he find the football? He's seeing a couple of them, by the way. He's going out there. Wes Jones in a lot of trouble, Wes Jones. But he gets a free kick for a push in the back. Well,
that is a disgraceful decision. That
he had all the time in the world, didn't he?
It was a shocker, I reckon, that night. And the way he handled that ball, I wouldn't be surprised if he still has that concussion from that heavy knock. Glasgow, a high one now. Carlton will probably end up with a goal here. You can bet on it. Richard Dennis taking a lovely mark in the pack. It was a beautiful mark, that one. He's come back well in this quarter, but look at that for a good mark. Front of the pack, eyes on the ball, terrific mark. But often when a bad decision is given at one end of the ground, it can work the side's favour down the other end.
Almost a concentration breaker, isn't it?
Yep. And there he is, Richard Dennis, only 15 VFL games. Held his place this year at a strong Carlton side, a chance to fire, and what's he done? Is that his first? Yes, it is. Centre of the pack, and this player will make the distance. I've got no doubt about that. Even though he's 50 metres out, he'll have to kick from about 52 metres. Now, here's a booming kick. Let's see if he makes the distance. It'll still take a pretty good kick if he kicks a drop punt. There he goes, the Brownlow medalist. The floater won't quite make it, and it's fisted through by Dorotich for a behind. So it's a bit difficult to score kick long at that end of the ground. Let's see what's going down on the boundary with Ken McCauley.
Well, Peter, the news isn't good with Dean Laidley. Suspected broken thumb.
He's had a shocking run, Dean Laidley, with injuries this season. Hasn't played anything near his full quota for the Eagles. Ball on the outer side. Dorotich disposes of the man before he went after the ball. Glendinning, as a result, gets the ball. Matera's okay, too. There goes the kick into the forward line. Good attempt at the mark down there by O'Connell. In fact, he grabbed it. Well, a couple of uncanny marks on the forward line. A couple of moments ago, Glendinning surrounded by Carlton players. And that time, O'Connell going back with the flight of the ball. Dean, a valiant attempt to mark, but somehow it finished up in O'Connell's hands.
I think it was a great mark, but I think he's also a very surprised boy to have taken that one, Dennis.
It just turned up, didn't it?
He couldn't really see the ball. I think he stuck the hands out like a slips catch, and it stuck. But what a great effort running with the flight of the ball. Full marks to Michael O'Connell, who was an excellent player in the first quarter. Now they want this one. 45-degree angle. They want this one to stem the tide a little bit. Right in front. Great camera shot of this one. He just stabs at that one. No doubt the goal umpire didn't move, and it's a goal.
That's his second goal, Michael O'Connell. Well, we have the stutters coming in. You wouldn't have backed him, I don't think. 8-8 to 5-5. Crowd of about 22,000 watching what was a very good mark by Michael O'Connell. Contorting in midair, Dean couldn't quite find the ball, and O'Connell earned that one, as you saw. He went crashing to the ground. Michael O'Connell, from a sporting family. His father, John, of course, is star at Geelong, and Michael doing particularly well on the West Coast forward line tonight. Play restarts back in the middle. Mackenzie wins it down. It's taken by Dennis, who's had a superb second quarter, but the high kick isn't a particularly good one. And the man that's marking him, Lewis, takes the mark, just brushes Reece Jones aside. One doubts the wisdom of his being back on the ground. Wiley battling after the ball. Hand passes out wide. Reece Jones has got it. Breaks away this time. Boots it down towards half forward. Gathered by Gleeson. Over the top, intended for Nailey. Unkind bounce for him. Scott knocks the ball across to Mainwaring. Great dash by the defence. Mainwaring towards half forward. Dorotich, fine grab.
Very, very good mark. Oh, good play, Wiley, though, as he goes in after it. Good, clever play, Robert Wiley. And he stopped the Carlton side from breaking away, and that was good play. And he gets the congratulations of Steve Malaxos. 107 VFL games, of course, most of those with the Richmond Football Club. Won best and fairest, Robert Wiley, everywhere he's been. And an excellent player, particularly over here in the west. Now, is that a free kick for too high? It is, said umpire Peter Carey. And Robbie Wiley setting a fine example. Off he goes. He'll kick this one high down towards the forward line. Glendinning is there in the centre of the pack. It comes loose. Malaxos goes to ground. Handballs away. Matera went without the ball. There's Mackenzie. He was legged. Play on, the advantage play. Dorotich, half back, goes for the long kick towards half forward. Scott was pushed in the back. Kernahan, he let that one go.
It was a good mark, wasn't it?
It was a good mark to Kernahan. I thought he pushed Scott out and then
So did I.
back to take the mark, Dennis.
I'm sure he did, Pete, but amazing the recovery. Able to go back and find the ball after doing all he did. He was surrounded by Eagles, and now Steve Kernahan has a chance to score from 30 metres out.
Well, Kernahan is normally, he's missed a few this year. In other years in South Australia, he's a deadly kick. Missed a few this year for the Blues, but generally a pretty good kick of a football. Now he goes for the long booming drop. Partners, it made the distance. It has, and it's a goal to the Blues, and they're coming.
Field. A momentary hush over the ground. Not too many lulls in proceedings in this game. It's really been a high-tempo affair. Schenko knocked on by Pios. Chance now for O'Connell. O'Connell goes with the left foot down towards the 25-metre line. Dorotich over the top. Keane a chance behind. Kennedy was held without it. Kennedy will take the free kick on the defensive 25-metre line. Advantage is not paid, and the ball will come back to Kennedy.
I think those little players for the Eagles have to do a lot more up at that full forward post when Schenko and Keane are fighting for it on the. And it hits the deck. I think those small players have got to get at the foot of the pack and slam a few through. There's O'Connell, who's a real goer. Peter Dean takes it away to Dennis. And the Blues have played an excellent quarter. There's the kick towards half forward. It's fisted away. Good, strong play. That was by Brennan. To the pocket it comes. Manton couldn't take it. Some strong shepherding. Mainwaring, beautiful for the Eagles, and lots of great shepherding. Pios receives from Mainwaring, and that was terrific defensive play. Off you go, Paul Pios. Don't stop. Oh, why did he stop?
There's a fight. There's two fights on. Kernahan's been reported, and this is going on behind the Kernahan fight. Kernahan put Mainwaring down, and this was secondary to that. And the umpire was involved too, because Kernahan was run down by an Eagles player, and the umpire was in the midst of them involuntarily. A wry smile from Steve Malaxis and a word of advice.
And the funny thing is, Paul Pios was streaming down the ground. And we apologise for the loss of picture in the Eastern States, something beyond our control on that occasion. But Pios was streaming down the ground and stopped to turn around and have a look. He should have kept going with the ball, because the other umpire would have controlled the play.
I've got no doubt that Steve Kernahan's been reported. I suppose he would be a leading contender for the Brownlow.
That is shocking umpiring, because the Eagles had the ball up on the wing and they've taken it back to the half-back flank. I can't believe that.
And what happened was none of their making, so I suppose a good tactic would be start the fight about 50 or 60 metres behind the play. This is Laidley, or rather Nailey, goes down towards the pocket. It bounces out of bounds.
Well, we'll have a look at that in replay. I can't believe they took that ball all the way back. There's the free kick. It came loose. The other umpire could. There's Jeff Miles and Kernahan having a dust-up. Adrian Gleeson there. Nothing too sensational there, but, well, I can't believe they took the free kick where they did. There's a near to Malaxos, who kicks a very high one. This is dangerous. Unless Narkle can get there, he does. He runs to the back pocket. Oh, gee, that was good skills, but he's lost it. Oh, gee, he was lucky to get a free kick there. I thought he was in control of the ball, but still. And it's a 15-metre penalty to Phil Narkle.
Narkle with the ball on the outer side. A quiet player so far in this game. Chips the ball into the path of Pios. Valiant attempt to mark. I think he juggled it over the line. No, the mark to stand. Pios centres the ball. Malaxis has it now. No one near him. Boots it down towards half forward with a high kick. Big pack there, and a fine mark is taken over the top by McKenzie.
Jagging up down there on Glendinning now, Dennis.
Not surprising. Wonderful first quarter. Hand pass comes across, taken by Shine from Kennedy. Around the outer side goes the kick, putting his body in Malaxis. It's jarred free, taken by Robertson. Goes long with a hand pass intended for Kernahan. Scott too nifty. Well played by Scott. Sweeping hand pass, and Hart's got it on the outer side wing.
David Hart, left foot. Oh, gee, kicks it straight to the big fella, Justin Madden, and off he goes. Hand pass to Warren McKenzie. Two big fellas combining, and from 50 metres he kicks a goal, McKenzie, and I think he might have kicked it. What a beautiful goal by Carlton. 2 goals to Warren McKenzie, and you won't see many better goals than that tonight.
9 points to margin. He ran it in the midfield to Justin Madden. Here he goes. McKenzie, who just took that mark in defence, a good mark. Obviously his confidence after a slow start is up. Backs himself to kick the goal from 55 and clears Oja and Brennan down there. And Carlton getting right back into this. And I suppose the question will be for Alexander at half-time, how come they're so close?
Well, it's they wasted a lot of opportunities, the Eagles, in the first quarter. I feel there should have been a lot more goals in front. Now, here's their chance, though, as we see David Hart streaming down the ground. He runs to 50 metres, kicks long, he's offline and through 4-1 behind. But that was a very, very good forward movement. That beautiful play out of the centre. But once again, they've missed 8-9 to 7-5, 57 to 47, 10 points the difference. Kenny Hunter on screen.
Carlton superb in this term. They really have been very professional in everything they've done. Mark is taken on the outer side by Dean to Kennedy. He runs it out of defence and sends it long down towards half forward, intended for Kernahan. Knocked away well by Scott. Chance for Lewis off the ground. Malaxis slipped over. Dives at the ball. Kennedy showed equal desperation. They tie it up. Applause for both players. Will have a bounce on the outer side wing.
I notice a lot of the Eagles players have been slipping in this quarter, and there's Michael O'Connell down. He's still down at half forward. He would be a bad loss if he had to go off the ground. He's been a real goer tonight. Nailey, a lot of pace, but not doing a lot. Johnston, high one. Here's where they're dangerous, the Blues. They've got some high markers up in the forward line. Ashenko's got a very, very big heart, but the umpire's given a ticky touch with free kick away against Ashenko to Adrian Gleeson right on half-time. He's right in front of goal, the little fella. He is yet to score a goal. Ashenko was a bit unlucky there to have that free kick given against him. He's right in front of goal, Adrian Gleeson. 30 metres out, and as he kicked it, the goal umpire goes across and says he's missed. And a bad miss to Adrian Gleeson. And at half-time here at the WACA, the West Coast Eagles lead 8-9-57 to Carlton. 7 goals, 6, 48.
So at half-time, the margin is 9 points the Eagles' way. Blood streaming down from a cut above the left eye there on the face of Paul Meldrum. He came on as an interchange player midway through the first quarter. Football's a funny game. It's very difficult to turn a game around after one side gains a dominance. And I think in the minds of most footballers, they know the following day or the following week they could come out and turn it around, get a different result if they're badly beaten one day. But not so in a game. It's not often you see a side turn things around as quickly as Carlton did and give them their due. The West Coast Eagles led by 33 points at quarter time, but discipline and professionalism, led by Richard Dennis, an outstanding term. And we heard from Ken McCauley that he was spoken to very harshly by Robert Walls at quarter time.
Both. You haven't got much hope at all. As Paul Meldrum didn't have a clean-up of the face at half-time, he might want to look like a gladiator, I think, after seeing that eye shot.
David O'Connell, that's going to be a body blow for the Eagles. Can they overcome that? As there's the bounce, Keane wins it away. It's taken by Amir towards half forward. O'Connell's not fit, obviously. What's he doing out there? Dorotich dragged off the ball, diving on top of it. Hunter, a chance for Albin. That's almost holding the ball. It's jarred free though, and Carlton work it forward. It comes towards centre wing. Dennis left the ball behind. Valiant attempt though, went back after it. Glasgott's in trouble. Narkle's got it now, claimed by Johnston, And the umpire eventually has plucked a free kick out of that lot.
Yes, and Narkle will take this, but Michael O'Connell is just absolutely hobbling. He's got to come straight off the ground. He's still there. Gastev to half forward, but Hunter takes a ripper mark at half back, and I just wonder how long it's going to be before they take him off. I assume they've got a fit man on the bench because, well, they've just got to take O'Connell off. He can't move at centre half forward. There's Glascott in the back pocket. A hand pass over the top to Dean. You can't afford to have an unfit man out there, and there's a man warming up on the boundary line now. We'll pick him up in a moment. Peter Dean brings it towards centre wing. The fist away is by Scott, who's really battled hard. Rhys Jones, with a touch of concussion early in the game. A hurry kick down towards the half-forward line. Laurie Keane, a hand pass. Further afield, it comes to Malaxos. Steve Malaxos, ton of time to set it up and deliver it to half-forward. Glendinning almost took it. But there's Dorotich going in after it. It's half back. Again, it's Dean with a hand pass to Glascott. Glascott to Nailey. Nailey to Robinson. Oja, the running Oja. Half forward flank, a very, very ordinary kick. O'Connell's coming off behind the play. We'll pick him up in a moment. There's Miles heading to the line and puts it over the line on half back flank. There's Michael O'Connell. Shouldn't have come on the ground at all. Hobbling off the ground, and Wally Matera coming on. That's a real body blow to the West Coast Eagles.
Not exactly a clean swap in terms of what you can do with them. This is Johnston over his shoulder. The fall of the ball, a strong mark is taken by McKenzie. We said earlier he started slowly, but midway through the second quarter he took a strong mark, and from that point on his game really did lift. Carlton looking to start this term as they did the second. So far they've shown evidence of that. So Warren McKenzie, he's already kicked 2 goals. He's kicking from about 40 metres out. The angle is quite acute. In he comes. He slides it across the face. They'll contest about 5 metres out. Dropped down there by Keane through the legs of Brennan. Rather tentative soccer. Well played by the big fella. Then he's claimed by Oja. Paddles it towards the boundary line. Scott's over the ball. Oja's got him. And he'll have a ball up in the pocket. 8-9 to 7-6. No change to the halftime score. There's the wounded for the Eagles, O'Connell and Laidley. So no fit men left as far as the Eagles are concerned. Glascott right on the boundary, snaps it back. And what's he done? He's kicked to behind down there. The first score of the second half then on the board for Carlton. 7-7 to 8-9.
Malaxos. Now, is he going to do the kicking in? He is. He's not sure who to give it to. Now he elects to kick it towards the half-back line to Brennan. Michael Brennan running back towards full-back and then kicks around the corner. This is dangerous because Rhys Jones picks it up, runs to 50 metres off the side of the boot, but there's the danger man, Kernahan. He picks it up, he hooks it goal, and once again Carlton are offline as they put through another behind. Kernahan, ever dangerous. 8-9, plays 7-8, so they've whittled it down by a couple of points, the lead. Carlton have to 1 goal 1, so that's 7 points the difference as Brennan brings it to half back.
Contest out there. Madden at the second attempt knocks it forward. Lewis left without the ball. Keane took it off him, and Keane runs around the outer side and kicks it long down towards half forward. Hunter in from the side at the second attempt takes a fine mark. Well, he's been taking those for a long time now. Kenny Hunter, he gets it across to Shine, and Shine boots it towards centre field. Intended for Nailey. Nailey gathers the bouncing ball too. Runs out towards the half-back flank. Not a particularly good-looking kick. Meldrum in front, playing from behind by Scott. Great tackle. Well, he thought he could run away from the big ruckman, but obviously Scott thinks he's a centre half-back now.
Well, that was a great tackle, and full marks to the umpire for paying that, rewarding a good tackle because he was caught. There's the big mark. He's played a fine game. He was blitzed in the first quarter by Glendinning, but since then Hunter's played pretty well, and he's taking those big marks that we expect of Kenny Hunter. There's a short one, was a bad one to Narkle. Narkle takes it away to Anir. Oh, that was a shocking kick by Anir. But luck's a fortune for the Eagles because the ball went past Rhys Jones, but he's good enough to get it back to Glascott, back to Rhys Jones. They're doing it very easily at the moment. Wide it comes to Brad Shine, who streaks down the wing. Now he's going for the long hand pass wide to the flank to Gleeson. Now it's to Madden, who drops it. Pios was in there, but Madden goes back in, the big fella. They dive on top of Justin Madden at centre half forward for Carlton. And the umpire elects to come in and bounce it.
Like slow motion, wasn't it, around the outer side there for a while? Touch of arrogance, hand passing to Justin Madden. Bounce down then across half forward for Carlton. So the biggest fellows in the league did the ruck work. Keane won it down, took a slap across the face for his quarter. Now a chance there for Reece Jones, couldn't control it. It comes to Hunter, who swings it around the corner, but Narkle gets back to take the timely mark across half back. He plays on quickly. Miscues towards centre wing. It was a poor kick. He could have run further, and Shine takes the mark. He plays on quickly. Lacks marking by Dean Turner. Shine onto the right foot then, long towards half forward. Pack into the air, fisted away. Roving the pack is Gleeson. Running to the square is Ogier. That's a fine kick from Gleeson. Ogier is going back. Oh, he made the wrong decision.
Well, he tried to do the team thing then, Darren Ogier, to allow it to go through. Could have marked it himself, and it allowed Brennan to race in and touch it.
I think it was intended for him once more, Pete.
Yes, I think it might have been too. There's Keane. Dropped what he should have taken there. Grabbed by Madden off the side of the boot. It's only 1 goal the difference now. That's 6 points. Chris Lewis, as we cross down to the boundary line to see what's going on down there with Ken McCauley.
Well, Peter, the injury woes look like for the Eagles they're continuing, because Ross Glendinning at centre half forward is also limping.
Well, that's interesting, Ross Glendinning. I thought in that second quarter he showed no dash whatsoever. I'm just wondering if it's a hamstring or what it is, because he certainly couldn't run to full capacity. There's Dennis getting across to Mick Kennedy. Kennedy hooks that back beautifully to looking for Ogier, but well done, Michael Brennan, as he ducked back under a lot of pressure and forced it through for a behind. So now the difference is only 5 points in favour of West Coast. If Glendinning's injured, I'd play him right up in the goal square.
Yeah. Well, they might have to do something like that, obviously, because they're going to be undermanned. Tough contract for them now, then. Not a memorable start to this third quarter. The football's been pretty ordinary. Ania's got it on the outer side, eventually gets it to Hart. Hart goes around the boundary, treading it warily. High kick towards half forward. Dorotich up, got a hand to it. Glendinning, not all that mobile there, as you saw. Goes after the ball, though, with courage. He ties it up and will have a ball up out towards left half forward. So Carlton have added 4 points so far in this term. The Eagles yet to score, and we've played about 11.5 minutes of the quarter.
So on half forward flank for the West Coast Eagles, Madden's running around like a real youngster. Still in that half back area. It's kicked out of defence. Kernahan was there, was dragged off the ball. The umpire paying the advantage here as it comes towards half forward with a hand pass to Richard Dennis. He grabs it. Is he caught? He gets it back to Gleeson. Gleeson's got it. He runs to half forward on the boundary line. Centres it. Brennan's there. Did he mark it? Oh, gee, there must have been about an inch or two in that one. But he's there, Michael Brennan. He's a real trier, a real goer. 15 VFL games. All this year, of course, with the West Coast Eagles. He kicks to half back. Keane couldn't mark it. Now, is that a free kick? Play on, and they've played the advantage as Malaxos kicks it out wide to Narkle. Now, Phil Narkle, can he control it? Now he's got it cleverly done to Wally Matera. They not need a goal badly, the Eagles. Up it comes. Wiley in front is a good mark to Robert Wiley at the 50-metre mark. And that was beautiful football by Narkle to get that one back to Matera.
As the kick into Wiley. It catches his foot as he comes down there. It would have hurt him a little bit, jarred that ankle. He seems to be okay. He'll kick from the 50-metre line. There goes Robert Wiley's kick. Pulls it well left. He's done that a couple of times tonight. Pack into the air. Glendinning couldn't hang on. It's off hands to Nailey. Nailey on the 25-metre defensive line. Goes out wide. Gleeson from behind. Knocks it away from Lewis and wins the ball too. Brilliant tackle out there though by Barrage. Barrage goes after it. Sliding in was Alvin. Back comes Gleeson. It spills wide to be taken by Lewis. Lewis assesses the option. Centres the ball and Ania takes the mark. And 2 more Eagles are down. Ania's up quickly, but there's Lewis. He took one around the head.
He's had a real go, Chris Lewis, too, tonight. He's been fantastic. And, well, he has got great presence of mind. Johnny Ania, the ever-optimist here. Not a great kick, Johnny, but he's going the torpedo punt. And he doesn't get onto it. He hooks it to the pocket. And Dorotich was there. Glendinning's got it. He picks it up. He snaps and he's missed. Well, he had a big chance there, but under pressure, just hurried it a little bit too much. He actually had a little bit more time than he realised.
Certainly. His first mistake for the night, really. Short one comes in from Dean to Kennedy. Kennedy sends it towards the grandstand wing. A lot of jostling there. Superb mark and then holding the ball. One or the other. Meldrum's going to get the ball. I think it was paid for holding the man, but he almost held it long enough with one hand. As Pete said, didn't bother to take the blood off at half-time. Why should you? He earned that. From centre wing, he kicks it towards half forward, intended for Kernahan. Scott, as he's been all night, very close. Dennis, clever hand pass, held it just right, released the ball to Nailey. Nailey 30 metres out and closing, puts it through. And
Dennis, sorry about that, the West Aussies.
Mark Nailey.
Oh, I was talking about Richard Dennis,
Oh,
the
right,
West
right.
Australian. He's West Australian, isn't he?
Certainly, we
Yeah,
claim
well, that's
him.
what I mean. That's what
Especially
I was
the way he's
referring
playing
to.
tonight.
Pios from centre wing. Overrunning it was Albert. Now here's a big chance for Wally Matera, and they need a goal. He handballs it to the pocket. Running in is John Gastev. Bang, he kicks and puts it through, and they needed that one, the Eagles. Sigh of relief from Ron Alexander.
So they're back in front. Haven't seen much of John Gastev tonight. Here's Wally Matera, who wins this one brilliantly. Traps it, kept his eye on the ball. Wasn't for a moment taken by Alvin. Certainly watching the football, then times the release of the ball nicely, and Gastev then kicks it low. Some danger in that, but he steers it through. So the Eagles back to lead by 6 points. Play restarts. Madden coming through on the burst. Standing in the road was Barrett. It comes back towards Johnston, knocked out of there by Lewis. It's a foot race towards the outer side. It's won by Johnston. Johnston was taken high by Turner, and Johnston will get the free. Hunter wants to go. The umpire insisting it comes back to Wayne Johnston. Haven't seen a lot of him tonight. He was in grand form last week. Here he goes from centre wing. High kick towards half forward. Kernahan from behind knocks it on. It accommodates. No, it doesn't. Reece Jones got an unkind bounce. It comes back into the traffic. Down goes Gleeson, confronted by Pios. In goes Scott. Pios or Scott will get the free. I think it'll be the latter. He's bringing it back despite the run of Lewis around the outer side.
Yes, it's a very contentious rule, that one, the advantage rule, and the West Australian crowd not happy about that. But I think the umpire was right. Pios from half-back. Kicks it to centre wing. Over the back was Wiley, but it's grabbed by Glasgow. A hurried kick to half forward, and the diving mark has been taken by the captain for the Blues in Steve Kernahan. You can't keep him out all night. Kernahan, a low trajectory drop punt looking for Richard Dennis, and oh gee, I thought he'd mark that one too. Chris Lewis. Oh, that was dangerous play. Very casual. Gee, that could come against them, but courageous play by Robert Wiley. That was very dangerous. I said he's got presence of mind, but on that occasion he took a big risk. Wiley has kicked one. He's at centre half back. They want another quick goal, the Eagles, to put a bit of pressure on the Blues. There's little Wally Matera. Scott has battled hard. Oh gee. Kick off the ground was by Hunter. Good play, Wally Matera, to Adrian Barrett. Good skills too as he ducks around on the right foot. Long Glendinning was pushed out of it, I think. Yes, free kick to Glendinning, and he made sure the umpire saw it.
Bad play by John Dorotich because it was a 2-on-1 situation Carlton's way, giving away the free kick there. Glendinning, well outside scoring range, goes long, intended to the big fellow Ashenko. He couldn't hang on. 2-on-1 behind the pack, favouring the Eagles now. This is Main Waring, 25 metres out. He blasts away and wasn't even close. Out of bounds on the full. He missed it behind by about 6 or 7 metres. 64 to 58. Here's Ken McCauley.
I had it confirmed at half-time that Stephen Kernahan, captain for Carlton, was reported during that second quarter.
Well, they won't be too happy with that. The Blues, they can't afford to have him out. He gets that's providing he gets a couple of weeks, which he may not, of course, with his great record, and really is a ball player. There he is, Steve Kernahan. He's picked two, but it's been a great duel between he and Phil Scott, and full master Scott. He's battled very hard. Anir, taken away by Johnston. That was clever play towards half forward. Now Malaxos, oh gee, he lacks the pace of Nailey, but a gutsy effort, Malaxos. Tremendous play. Oh, bad luck, because as he went to kick it, he was put off balance, and he put it out of bounds on the full. Off goes Nailey as he kicks the goal. Up to the forward line is Brennan. Oh, great play, Brennan. Oh, turn it up. Maybe something happened I didn't see. I thought he had his eyes on the ball, and he took the mark.
I've got to say I was watching Nailey.
I'd love to watch this again. Oh, umpire, goodness me. How could you possibly play that?
That is a disgraceful decision.
He should be dropped for that.
That is one of the worst umpiring decisions I've ever seen. I've seen some fellas.
That is an absolute shocker when Brennan has put in the guts and the effort, and he's given a goal to Carlton for nothing. A disgraceful decision.
This is a gobble dog. He comes from Doc, the potato planet.
and live solely on fresh potato crisps. Crisps with real potato taste. Be warned. Gobbledocks love Smiths, especially the new packs with a special seal of freshness that keeps Smiths even fresher and tastier. From now on, best lock up your Smiths. In case of Gobbledocks.
Well, as it is now, it's tied up at 9-10 apiece. Here's Wally Matera in the middle. Fires it down towards half forward. Hunter stands his ground courageously. Chance for Keane. Paddles it wide of the pack. Big McKenzie leads in the race. Fine tackle by Lewis. And that's got to be holding the ball. Crowd like that. So Chris Lewis has the ball inside scoring range. My advice would be go for it, son. 9-10 apiece. We've played 17 minutes in the term. And Lewis taking plenty of time. It's amazing how they always come adrift. And the tension's as hot as this.
I'd back Lewis if he has a shot. He wants he's looking across. I reckon he's just one of those uncanny sort of players. Look, he's having a look to the right. I think he's thinking about passing this, but he opens up the goals and he misses it. Glendinning's over the back and forces it through for a behind, but I still haven't recovered from that other decision. A point in favour of the West Coast. Should be 7. Some limbering up exercises going on. McKenzie marks at half back, and that'll be 15 metres against John Gastev.
It's duly meted out by the umpire. Here's McKenzie. Runs too close to the man on the mark. The kick was blanketed by Gastev, taken by Lewis. Lewis, a searching hand pass intended for Gastev. Was that in the back? Yes, it was. Gastev will get the free. It goes against Albert. So the Eagles lead by a point. Past halfway in this third quarter. Carlton on top of the table, and the Eagles have to win tonight. There goes the Gastev kick. It's high. Keenan from the side couldn't hang on. Dorotich falls over. Near off the ground, sends it down towards a vacant goal square. Meldrum gets back all the time in the world. Looks grandstand side. Plenty of time to assess his options. Not much on for him down the ground. Has a bounce, then gives it away. Kicks it directly to Malaxis.
Robert Walls won't be happy with that. He had no one to give it to Meldrum. That's a beautiful kick. Can he mark it? Oh, good mark, Lewis. Up he goes, the young champ. Hand pass to Anir. Anir breaks the tackle. Oh, David Hart took his eyes off that one. Should have grabbed it, but he tackles, gets it to Mainwaring. Mainwaring further afield. Was that Matera having a pot shot at the goals, and he's missed.
Great pressure by Carlton. They kept coming, didn't they? 3 and 4 of them just worked the man with the ball.
Wayne Blackbull warming up, about to come on. 2 points the difference, and well, a very, very even contest this as Peter Dean brings it in.
Favoring the grandstand side, intended for Hunter, and Hunter has taken a lot of good marks tonight. The longer this game's gone, the better he's played, and he outmarks the small man that time, Wally Matera. Hand passes to the run of Dean, who comes up to centre half back, kicks towards half forward. 2-on-1 situation there, favouring the Eagles. Well played, Scott. Got it out to Lewis. Great job by Scott. Now it's with Malaxis, sending it out towards half forward. Up was Keane. Couldn't make the best of that one. He should have. It's picked up by McKenzie. Hunter's off the ground. Meantime, Glasgott's got the ball around the outer side.
I wonder why Hunter's off. I thought he was playing well, as we see. I don't think he's injured, but we'll soon find out. There's Nailey. Clever skills, Nailey onto the left foot. He's looking down there for Gleeson. Mainwaring was there and came over the top, and that'll be 15 metres. There's been plenty of them tonight. This time it's against Richard Dennis. Mainwaring the short one. Towards Adrian Barrett. Wiley, Glendenning. Oh, gee, they all waited back. Now Wiley's got it. A hand pass over the top looking for Gastev. Good strength by Gastev. Good football, Johnny Gastev, as he gets away. And again he does well to get it to Wiley. Wiley kicks it high. Oh, free kick, Glendenning. No. Umpire not happy with it. Well, it could have been a free kick to Glendenning. He was put right out of business there as he went for that mark. There's Miles flying. Couldn't take it. The umpire's paying the advantage rule. He's going in after it is Meldrum. Off he goes. A hand pass. He cops one in the back. Oh, the flying tackle was on Robertson, and now it'll be on, I would say. Meldrum. A hand pass to Glasgott. Glasgott the half forward. He sets it up for Justin Madden. Can he take the mark? It's over the back with Rhys Jones. Into the open goal he goes. Doing the roving. That's another one to Rhys Jones, and that's his second. And Carlton go further in front.
Well, just for the moment, I think the umpires have lost the thread a little bit. That was a very interesting decision on centre wing that Miles was penalised for, but this was the end result of it all. And then the umpire waved play on, which didn't benefit Carlton, got them into all sorts of trouble. Robertson really had to struggle. And eventually, as you saw, Reece Jones was the end product of all of that struggle. He finished with a goal, a man who played with the Sydney Swans, played down in Melbourne, of course, with South Melbourne. He's been, I suppose, a controversial figure would be an apt description.
An understatement, that one. But a great character, David Reece Jones. He's a top man off the field. Put him on the field. He's one of those guys that, well, they froth at the eyeballs, Dennis. And a different man once they get over that white line. There's been a few of those in league football over many years, and David's certainly one of them. Johnston. Well, they look dangerous once they start crashing out of the centre. There's Kernahan and Fraser Murphy. Now Steve Kernahan's got it on the left foot. A snap at goal. He might have kicked it. It could be a free kick. Is the umpire playing the free? He is, for a push out. And the free was definitely there to Miles. He was pushed out of it, as I thought Glendinning was down the other end a moment ago, to Lewis. He kicks to Mainwaring. Is not Mainwaring, it's Barrich, in fact. Another free kick. A lot of indiscriminate tackling. Barrich, off he goes. Oh, who was that to? That was to only man there, and Warren McKenzie for Carlton.
Well, Carlton looking the superior side, but they can't shake off this determined Eagles team. This is Shine on the outer side, sending it down towards half forward. Reece Jones is in front, got hands to it, couldn't mark. This is Lewis, having a good term, Lewis. He boots around the outer side. Standing his ground was Barrich. Belatedly, Shine came over the top. The umpire running to Shine. I think he's been reported. There's Barrich, and Shine pretty late, but by the same token, I think was looking for the ball. There didn't seem to be.
There's no way Noni will get rubbed out for that.
No.
It was open hand, and he had to make some attempt, didn't he?
Yeah, it was just really brushing the player with the ball, wasn't it? Although it was a stride or two late. There's Kenny Hunter. Reposed. Almost. This is Barrich booting in towards half back. Leap down there from the big fellow. McKenzie couldn't hang on. This is Gastiff. Wanted too long, but somehow he got out of Nolly's tackle and wastes the ball. Well, not quite. It wasn't a good kick, but it finishes up with Wiley. Wiley pulls it back and finds Keane. Apologies to John Gastiff. It was with intent he went out wide. It wasn't well executed, but certainly the direction was good. And now Laurie Keane with a chance to score from about 25 metres out.
Well, they're really hanging in there, the Eagles, and Keane, they really want this one to hit the front by 2 points. And Keane, oh, he just slips it in, I think. Yes, it's a goal. First quarter's the umpire pays a free kick to Richard Dennis, but O'Connell off the ground, and lately, certainly O'Connell is badly missed up forward with a bit of extra height. Wider comes to Dorotich, and Glendinning can hardly run behind him. Up to the forward line it goes. Madden comes from behind to take a nice safe mark on half forward flank. But I would get Glendinning down to the goal square, where he doesn't have to run so much, because at 10:40 can hardly move. There's the kick by Madden. He hooks it. There's a pack of players going to fly for this one. I think it was out of bounds on the full. Let's see what's happening down the boundary line with Ken McCauley.
Well, actually, not much is happening, Peter, but just looking at the Eagles players injured, I'm certain that the only one that could take part would be Dean Laidley.
That's with a broken thumb, or suspected broken thumb. This is Robertson deep in the pocket, pulls it back. That's an intelligent kick. Almost the mark to Madden down there. Rashenko finishes up with it, gets the hand pass out intended for Barrich. Can he run it out? No, he can't. Good football by Johnston. Got it back to Meldrum. Coming through, though, is Pios. Well played by the defence of the Eagles. Pios swings it out wide. Alvin knocks it away from Gastiff. Roving the back is Turner. He's claimed by Alvin. The hand pass directly to Murphy. Murphy runs it down towards half forward. Led a good shepherd by Robertson. Dennis almost the one-hander. Big Justin's got it. He's claimed by Miles. Kicks it into the face of Mainwaring. Mainwaring, oblivious to all of that, throws himself back into the pack. Reece Jones is having a fight with Malaxis meantime. The umpire has whistled it up, and we're going to get a bounce. Or is it Lewis he's fighting with down there? Lewis was at the base of that. Jeff Miles having a few words to say. In fact, I'm sure none of the players would be short of a word in there. Schenko and Reece Jones now. Well, that's on the other coast, isn't it? That little feint with the right hand.
I tell you what, I wouldn't pick on big Alex. I think David's fiery customer, David Reece Jones, but I think he'd be picking his match there.
That's a hard way to get a kick, is feinting throwing a punch. If he reacts the way he might, You might get a kick, but you might also be unconscious. Barrett battling after the ball. Miles, a hurried kick back, and the mark is taken by Dean Turner, who was clipped, I think, on the way past.
It's getting a bit spiteful.
Yeah, the umpire wants to book Robertson now. The ball will be taken by the West Coast Eagles in centre field. The umpire's just wanting a bit of peace, I think, to make one or two notations here.
Well, he's taking Robertson's number for sure, because he took Dean Turner's as the... Have a look at this. Oh, just a bit of a slap across the face, really, wasn't it?
Yep.
Nothing too serious. Just it was an open hand job, as you could see there. And, well, I suppose technically, the umpire might be right, but he's been getting a little bit spiteful the last 5 or 6 minutes.
I think that's what the umpires fear, isn't it? With Shine and now with Robertson, even those slaps or open hand things, they're reacting very quickly. Stakes are high, of course, Pete.
I'll say, I think the Eagles want... Oh, that's a bad miss by Phil Scott. He's got... Oh, he still missed it. That was bad play. Dean Turner, centre of the ground. That's good football to Matera. Too slow to get rid of it.
Great stuff, Fraser Murphy.
Fraser Murphy in after it. There's Nailey and also Shine. Gets it across to Blackwell. Blackwell goes long. Brennan at the back. Reece Jones at the front. David Reece Jones going in after it. Good play, Brennan. He didn't give a free kick against him that time. Well done, young Brennan. Beautiful football from fullback. Oh, gee. Pios was put down by David Reece Jones behind the play. Up they go. Fraser Murphy. Over to Robertson, who's just been reported. It's grabbed by Nailey. Nailey a high one. Here's 2-on-1, but Madden's the tall man. And Gleeson roving brilliantly. Into the open goal goes Adrian Gleeson, and he has put it through. Well, that's his first, little Adrian Gleeson, and this is goal for goal. 76 plays 72. The Blues in front, but that was perfect roving.
Yes, and great stuff in midfield by Murphy. And again there, as you saw, Nailey hurriedly onto the boot. The big fellow outnumbered 2-1, but perfect roving by Gleeson. And one senses now this game has become a little personal for a number of players out there, and I suppose if you're a spectator, that's the way you like your footy. Both sides desperate to win this for reasons other than the 4 points, although that's in the back of their mind at the moment. 76-72. This is McKenzie opposed to Ashenko. Ashenko wins it down wide of the pack, coming through Malaxis with courage, knocks it towards half forward. Wiley was sandwiched there. Dean Turner goes after the ball. Was he pushed in the back? I thought so. He's getting the kick. I think it was perhaps the third of them he got. Plays on quickly, gets it to Wiley. Wiley tips it across to Malaxis. A lot of courage is being shown by these Eagles tonight. That's Glasgow. He took one.
There's been a lot of head-high tackles, and I think the umpires have got to watch that very closely. Oh, gee. There's the sign. I think he might be a little bit too far out, Steve Malaxos. Have to really get onto a drop punt here. And a goal would be handy if he could kick it. It's not a bad-looking drop punt, but won't quite make the distance, or did it? It might be a point. Let's see what the goal umpire says. No. No score. So at three-quarter time here in a very tense contest. This Carlton lead. 11
up to win it down. Sockers it off the ground. It's taken by Wiley out wide. Lewis takes the mark. No, he doesn't. He drops the ball, in fact. Barrett is coming through. Pumps it back towards Lewis. Lewis tracks the ball down towards half forward. Pulls it back with a brilliant kick. And he finds John Anea about 45 metres out from goal.
Well, he is a great player, Lewis. He had a quiet quarter in the second quarter, but his first and third were tremendous. And Anea has been a real workhorse all night. Now, he'll have to kick from 50 metres. It will be a doubt the distance. He sets it up, a chance for Glendinning from the side. Oh, he took the mark, I think, Ross Glendinning. He stood there. He was going to fly, but he stood down the centre of the pack and it fell into his hands. And what a vital goal this could be to the West Australian champ. He's right in front. He's already kicked one for the night. Bang, he's injured, but he puts it through, and that could be a team lifter.
That is an amazing mark by Ross Glendinning. He's done that about 3 times tonight. Somehow the ball finds him in those packs. No way he was going to take that mark. Here's Johnny Anea. Kicks from the 50-metre line. Leapers all around him. Glendinning doesn't leave the ground, and somehow the ball finishes down around his knee, and he manages to go down and flick it up. Ross Glendinning, the book on him. One of the all-time greats, certainly, of VFL football. And the player now with the Eagles, the captain, who's led by example tonight. He was inspired in the first quarter, and again showing that uncanny judgment to kick a timely goal.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind if he was played at the other end of the ground, centre half back, he'd be the best in Australia by a mile. But for the good sake of the West Coast Eagles, he has to play on the forward line. There's Dorotich, a booming kick out of defence. Oh, strong defensive play, but here's danger because going in after it is Gleeson. Now it's Fraser Murphy. Back it comes to Nailey, and the little racehorse, he picks it up on the left foot. He fires a goal, and I think he's put it through. And yes, and Carlton hit the front.
Mark Nailey gets his third goal, and that was a superb goal by Nailey. Not his preferred foot. It was dug out by Fraser Murphy after Gleeson overran it. Murphy in midair gets it to Nailey, and Nailey gets around onto his left side, and that is all of 50 metres, as you see. And it gets through after some good work down deep by Justin Madden. So goal for goal to start the final term. 12-10 to 11-12, and we've played about 2.5 minutes of the final quarter. It's a cold night in Perth, but a fine one. No chance of any rain. No breeze to speak of as Keane wins it down. Chance now for Barrage. Barrage gets the hand pass away to Turner. Turner comes down towards left half forward where Gastiv leads in the race. Gastiv controls it brilliantly. Gastiv 25 metres out. A touch of magic, John Gastiv, but he misses.
They might be paying the free kick, though, I think. Give him another kick, Dennis.
Well, let's see that again.
I don't think it was deserved. I thought it was hip and shoulder, but he's going to get another kick.
I thought it was simply a side bump. Let's take a look at that again.
Oh, bad decision.
Dear, oh dear.
Bad decision. That'll make up for the other one down the other end that was given against Brennan. If he can kick this Gastev, I think we'd say that's even Stevens for the night, because that was hip and shoulder. And another poor umpiring decision. You've got to say that, don't you?
Yes, and they're giving him close to goal, which is very unusual. I mean, normally in those situations, as you'd know, it always goes to the defender.
Well, there's the kick by Gastev, and let's see the Eagles. Now they hit the front.
Johnny Gastev gets his second goal, and I say they go to the defender. Normally, there's a bit of tolerance built in for defenders in those situations. Here's Gastev. Alvin's astride late, but he must have been committed to that.
Of course he was.
Gastev just rides the bump, but that did alter the direction of the kick, that contact, or the thought of the contact. So Gastev just saw him out of the corner of his eye and missed by a couple of metres. So a lucky break for the Eagles at the 4-minute mark of the final term, and they lead again. 12-12 to 12-10. It's been an outstanding game of football, certainly the pick of the night games this season. Johnston now trying to lift his side. Boots towards half forward. Kernahan trying to knock it on. Scott's done a great job at centre half back. And once more he comes away with the ball, but to a nest of Carlton players, and Glasgow takes the mark.
And full marks to Scott. He hasn't got the ability of Kernahan, but I'll tell you what, he's done a great job. Oh, good play, Lewis. He was out of position. Barrett and the Eagles, I'll tell you what, they've got a new lease of life. Wide. Oh, Glendinning couldn't take the mark. He came over the top. Probably should have stayed down then. Grabbed by Johnston. Johnston to half forward, and Wayne Waring, silly play. Silly play, Rhys Jones. That's why he gets into trouble. He didn't have to do that to Wayne Waring. To half back, Barrett. Oh, gee. He didn't go back anywhere near far enough. Had to kick high over. The man kicked it straight to Hunter. Hunter, off he goes. Nailey. Now, let's see if Carlton can kick a goal, because it's been goal for goal. Up to the half-forward line it goes. Oh, Miles went for the fist away. It allows Gleeson to come in and fire a goal. He kicks it across the face, and Meldrum couldn't get there. Ken McCauley.
Well, Peter, I've had it confirmed by the umpires at three-quarter time. Bad news for Carlton. 4 players on report. Brad Shine, Rhys Jones, Steve Kernahan and Shane Robertson.
As the boundary throw in. So Carlton, at least in the eyes of the umpires tonight, the transgressors and the aggressors. Glasgott's in trouble, claimed by Wayne Waring. And it was too high, says the umpire. And the free kick will be taken by Glasgott in the pocket. Glasgott wants to centre the ball, goes looking for Nailey, and Nailey takes the mark. Closest Eagle, Robert Wiley, fell over. So Mark Nailey has kicked 3 goals, one of his better efforts certainly for Carlton. He played a burster for South Australia in the State of Origin game against Victoria at Football Park in Adelaide. Has been struggling to get a regular place in this side. Now a chance to really make a name for himself and put the Blues back in front. He's normally a very reliable kick at goal. Mark Nailey from about 40 metres. Distance won't be a problem. He hasn't got the accuracy. It slides off to the right, and through it goes for a minor score.
Well, the Eagles are really hanging in there. They've got the injured men. 84 plays 83, a point the difference. And there's Michael O'Connell. Was wretched luck for the Eagles to lose him. He was playing particularly well. There's the chip pass coming out wide. It's a dangerous one, but it's taken their main. Waring's been a very good player tonight. He's been reliable. That's his best position in the back line. Look at that, a 60-metre kick over the back. Where's the little men? Alvin tried to crash his way through. They go in hard after it, and he's lucky to get away with that. He got it, but it's been not a good night for the umpires, I don't think, Dennis.
We said that last week, Pete.
Well, I think it's a reflection. I don't think it has been. I think you've got to be honest.
Perhaps they don't travel well. This is this is Alvin after we took a glimpse of Robert Walls, and obviously he's still got plenty to contend with. This is McKenzie. Tries to shrug the tackle, didn't succeed. Lewis lost the ball though. Now a chance for Gleeson. Gleeson across half forward, hand passes at close quarters past Dennis. Coming in the opposite direction out there was Kennedy. He went to ground. Play goes on. Gee whiz, they're throwing their bodies in. This is great commitment from players of both sides as they pick themselves up ruefully. Brad Shine's got the football.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Carlton's all-time record. It's a tremendous record, that. They're a great football club, Carlton. There are about 20 players in at this bounce. Keane. Oh, good tap on. Kicked away by Turner. Out comes Glendinning. Should not be at centre forward now, in my opinion. I think he should be down in the pocket or in the square. There's Wiley receiving. Here's a chance. Out the little Wally Matera. He kicks it wide. He's looking for Narkle. Oh, Narkle was grabbed. Play on, said the umpire. He had no chance of getting there. Then Narkle. Glasgow to Meldrum. And here come the Blues. This is Robertson, half-back flank. He kicks it wide. Kernahan, oh, good play by Phil Scott. He's played a very disciplined game tonight on Steve Kernahan and can be a match winner.
I don't think he's ever played at centre half-back before, Pete. It's a credit to him, isn't it? There's the throw in. One down by Keane decisively to Barrich, and Barrich fires it towards half-forward. Narkle going back with his fingertips to it. Ashenko claimed. It spills wide towards Narkle. Now a chance for Glendinning. 40 metres out, the champ pulls it back across his body over the head of Wiley and through for a behind. The Eagles lead by 2 points, 12-13 to 12-11. 9 minutes gone.
A goal here to the Eagles that put some pressure on Carlton, wouldn't it? To make it their 2 kicks, it's a big psychological boost.
Well, they've taken a lot of adverse publicity this week, the Eagles, both on and off the ground. The kick goes towards the outer side and Hunter, but this is one of their richest performances tonight. This is the sort of effort so far, at least, that tradition is built on, but Hunter has other ideas as he steps it out around the outer side, gets it to Murphy, to Kennedy. He's under pressure, claimed by Barrich. Back it comes to Kennedy. Kennedy at close quarters goes looking for Murphy. Murphy under pressure, taps it across to Shine. Good football by Carlton. They kick it down towards half forward. The bounce eludes Reece Jones. Behind it's Lewis. Lewis has had a great second half. Ball, he's made it half for Keane now. Keane should have gone at that ball. Nailey's got it. Runs back towards the 50-metre line. Chips it across towards Meldrum. He's called out of it. And the mark is taken by Madden. It was a tough contract he set, the big fellow, with a short pass. He was surrounded by Carlton players, but having been put in, Laurie Keane really just had to lunge at the ball and try and take the mark. It was as simple as that. And now a chance for Justin Madden, equally as tall.
A lot of boxing on going on behind the play. Shine, Glendinning and Dorotich involved there.
Justin Madden with a high, long kick, and once more it's off target. And once more they creep closer to Carlton, and the margin is back to a point, 12-13 to 12-12.
Well, there's big Justin. 1 point the difference. Off goes Brennan. He's been a real battler tonight, as usual. He's a real go. There's Mick Kennedy flying. Couldn't take it, but the man waiting at the bottom is Wayne Johnson. He picks it up, and from 50 metres, the booming kick. And as he kicked it, or was it touch? It hit the post. So scores a dead set level. 12-13, 85 apiece. And we've been playing approximately 12 minutes. No, it's almost 11 minutes of this final quarter. As Wayne Blackwell is warming up, Brennan brings it in. A beautiful pass finds Miles on half-back flank.
Miles breaks away. Gets around McKenzie, runs it out towards half-back, kicks towards centre wing, fisted away by Dorotich with good effect. It comes to Murphy. Murphy runs away from the wing and goes down towards the pocket. Reece Jones is down there, almost a clever mark. Reece Jones leads back in the race. What about the hand pass? And he's to Malaxis, and still they keep coming to the Eagles. Wiley takes the mark 40 metres out. Great football by the Eagles as they worked it out of centre.
Oh, this is a great game of football, Dennis. Tremendous game. Goal for goal, desperation, a bit of nastiness out there. 4 Carlton players reported. Wiley, I thought, was underneath that one, but plucked up the hands. They want this one, the Eagles. There's the high floating drop punt. That is a beautiful kick. And once again, the Eagles hit the front. This is goal for goal stuff.
91
It's level, I should say.
What a great game of footy, as Pete was saying. Back in the centre, this is how it started, with the dash of Barrett initially, the courage of Ania. Malaxis goes into the forward line, and Wiley looked for a moment as though he was going to drop it. He hung on, went back and kicked a great goal. There's Wally Matera.
Back to the centre, so let's see who's going to give. This is anyone's game. Oh, geez, it's a West Coast Eagles kick, I think. Someone encroached into the centre of the ground. Now, who's got it? Big Alex. Yashenko. He kicks it wide to the half-forward line, probably down to Keane. Oh, the big mark! Oh, Laurie Keane over the top has taken a ripper, and he is a long kick of a football, Laurie Keane. Look at that in replay. On the chest, the big man. He will kick from 55 metres, and he'll be the hero if he can kick this one. He's kicked one already. He is a long kick. I doubt whether he'd make the distance with a drop punt from there, but he'll certainly set it up into the goal square.
He can kick it a long way on occasions, Laurie Keane. In he comes. That is a raking drop punt. It had the distance okay. It missed to the far side and through for a behind. That's the margin they lead by then. 13-14 to 13-13. 14-minute mark, final turn. Dean straight down the middle. Great kick. Dorotich drifting back, takes the mark, surrounded by Eagles.
If Glendinning couldn't run with him.
And they're trying to exploit that a couple of times. Dorotich has run off Glendinning for the hand pass. He goes out wide towards half forward. Up in front, what a strong mark that was to Steve Kernahan. Great mark. One of the few times he's managed to outbody Scott. He's a classical marker. Haven't seen it much tonight, though. Steve Kernahan, too far out to score. His side trailing by a point. Chips towards the pocket, and Wiley sensed the danger and got in there to take the mark in front of Reece Jones.
Oh, that was very clever play, Robert Wiley. He's got a loose man. He tried to get it to him. Oh, I think they should be kicking long from defence.
No question.
Dennis, he went there for Scott, but luckily he did touch it before it went out on the full, but still in that danger zone. Half forward for Carlton. Shenko has been terrific tonight against Madden. He's really battled hard. Steve Malaxos heads for the boundary line. I think he did the sensible thing instead of coming back into play. There's a Melbournian there. Hello, Melbourne. And probably a Carlton supporter. And those Carlton supporters would really be worried at this stage because the Eagles are really hanging in there. Mainwaring's been an excellent player. Towards half-back, good skills, Gastev. Beautiful football. Unlucky to lose that. Oh, gee, cop one then too, I think, right in the face. And yeah, now is he being reported? No, I thought Gastev could have got a free kick then. I thought he got a rapid chop right across the head.
Bounced down on the outer side then. That's in keeping with what we've seen all night, isn't it? Off hands, a chance there for Mainwaring to pick it up on the overlap. Drives towards centre field. Awkward bounce for Blackwell. Glendinning trying to use his body and keep Dorotich out. Flicks it out between his legs. Eagles with the numbers. Narkle from nowhere. Hooks it back looking for Wiley. On a collision course was Alvin. It's a relayed free kick. It's a relayed free. Narkle is down. And Wiley's got the ball about 40 metres out from goal directly in front. And I think cramp seems to be the major problem. But according to the umpire, he was taken late.
I'll tell you what, Dennis, you would not believe this is the same size. We look in replay, Narkle. Oh, gee, he copped it hard. But there's Wiley. You wouldn't believe it's the same side that played Essendon last week. There's Wiley, a bad kick.
He's done it all night, hasn't he? Hooked it to the left.
Yes, he has hooked a lot tonight. That's trying to get that extra distance. He's a couple of years older now. What's that? 2 points the difference in favour of West Coast. You see the pressure on Ronnie Alexander there as Dean kicks off and finds Shine in the back pocket.
Shine comes along the grandstand wing. Up in front, Maley, knocked away by Mainwaring. He's had another good night. It's out of bounds and we'll have a throw in.
He's been brilliant tonight, Mainwaring.
Approaching 17 minutes in the final term. The Eagles must win tonight. Next Sunday, it's the Sydney Swans. The following week, it's Hawthorn. Their road isn't an easy one, and the crowd getting right behind them now. On the forward line, a chance for Laidley, who's back on the ground, suspected broken thumb and all, and there's going to be a free kick. It's going to the Eagles. It'll be taken by Glendinning, and the crowd erupts.
I'll tell you what, that was experience then. He knew he was going to be grabbed. He just knocked the ball on in front of him, Dennis, and he knew that, what's this? What's this in replay? He'll knock it on here. He knows he's about to be grabbed, so he made sure he didn't grab it, and then was grabbed from behind, and that is experience, isn't it?
When is a grab not a grab? Glendinning goals, and the Eagles stretch their lead. They now lead by 8 points, and the test is squarely with the Carlton side. The league leaders have got to come back at this very, very determined and courageous West Coast Eagles side, and for the first time this season, the crowd getting right behind the Eagles, led by this man, Glendinning. The free kick was for being held without the ball.
Well, I've never heard a crowd react so, well, it could easily have been paid holding the ball. It could have gone either way, that decision a moment ago to Glendinning. 8 points to difference. Big Alex, he's been terrific. He's battled hard. There's Johnston battling away. Mainwaring and Scott, they've been 2 terrific players. Oh, Mainwaring's run into a brick wall. Now, was that too high? No. Held to him, and David Rees-Jones will have it taken off him here, I reckon.
That is just silly.
And I think he'll go, well, now that is bad umpiring.
Dear, oh dear, there's going to be a...
It should have been taken off Rees-Jones, and the umpire's now gone the other way after Rees-Jones is dictating things to him. I can't believe it.
Well, if the Eagles lose this game, there's going to be pandemonium, I think, amongst the crowd, because they're not happy with the umpiring. And Rees-Jones very fortunate to get that kick. That's watching the situation, unless something was said out there. That's unbelievable. And Rees-Jones punishes the Eagles and puts it through for a goal. The crowd is stunned by that. And how did he get that ball?
Well, I'd love to see it again, that, because 2 points. I thought David Rees-Jones was the undisciplined player, that all of a sudden he ended up with the free kick. Let's see if we see what happened. Now, see, now the umpire says it's held to him. Now he throws him away. Now that should have been against David Rees-Jones.
At this stage, he's remonstrating with the umpire, doing a lot to say.
No, he didn't do anything, the player, Mainwaring.
That is a disgraceful. A couple of them tonight, Pete.
Oh, honestly. Well, there's Malaxos on the left foot. Been a terrific duel. Oh, there's Narkle. Gets it wide. Gastev on the left foot. You're looking for Keane. Oh, Glendinning, good play. Onto the left foot. Oh, he's missed. But what good football that was. He could have given it across with a quick hand pass to Keane, who was uncontested, but I don't think he saw him. 3 points the difference. 20 minutes gone, final quarter, and this is a magnificent game of football, this.
So Dean to kick it in. Thinks about the grandstand side. Now goes to the outer side. Lewis over the top. Couldn't take the mark. Breaking away. This is Glasgow, who's been a quiet player. Booting high towards half forward. Mainwaring behind. Drops the mark. Leading back in the race is Scott. Run down by Murphy. Ashenko. Murphy valiantly tried to rein him in. Now a chance for Pios. Nailey behind. Got the ball for Carlton as Nailey. Swings it out wide. Leading in the race out there is Richard Dennis. Will it sit for him? No, it won't. It bounces out of bounds and will have a throw in.
Well, I think the Eagles would have a lot of cause for complaint if they lose this. They've had 2 charity goals to Rees-Jones.
In many ways, though, Pete, this could be the making of the Eagles tonight.
It could, too. If they can get up and win, this would be a real gutsy effort. That's Mainwaring has been fantastic. Anea got it to him. There's Kernahan, obviously been moved from centre forward, but that'll be 15 metres. Oh, Narkle copped one in the mush, and, well, he 15 metres against Phil Narkle. Oh, turn it up. Umpires reported him.
They do travel badly.
Oh, heck. Do they have the tribunal over here, Dennis, tonight?
Yes,
straight after the game, I think it is. Well, tomorrow, and this is it might be. Well, there's Ashenko, punched away by Miles. In goes Scott. Let's see what he can do. Barrett under a lot of pressure. He's caught, goes for the boundary line. Still in play, said the umpire. Here's Nailey, here's danger. McKenzie, 50 metres out. Miles ducks back. Jeffrey Miles.
Oh, it's knocked down it there by Kernahan. With the run of the ball, it's Alvin. Alvin, the hand pass over the top, intended for Robertson. Crashing his way in was Malaxis. It's built wide. Tackled is Kennedy. Down he goes. Kennedy gets the hand pass over the top eventually. It comes across towards Murphy. Murphy to Glasgow. Glasgow on the overlap goes long towards full forward. There's the danger man, Rees-Jones. He couldn't hang on. Lewis roving the pack, breaks away for the Eagles.
And this is good defence. Lewis and Mainwaring. Oh, Mainwaring nearly loses it. High tackle from Reece Jones. And no doubt about that one, David. It's going to go back to the back pocket. This has been terrific stuff tonight. There's the Eagles bench. Wally Matera on screen showing the pressure of the game, little Wally. And he's got the cramp. And no wonder Chris Mainwaring. Someone else might have to take this kick. Reece Jones has kicked 5. A good effort after having concussion early. I've got no doubt about that. And Robert Wall showing the pressures too. Wesley Lofts on his right. And Chris Mainwaring has been a tremendous player tonight as he brings it to the wing. Glendinning, great use of the body. The West Australian champ. Let's see what he can do with this one. He kicks it wide. Keane. Oh, was it in the back? Who to? Is it to the west? No, it's the other way. It was against Laurie Keane for in the back.
That was the right decision.
Yes, I thought it was. I just wasn't sure whether Keane had been pushed as well. No, it was Keane into the back. Good umpiring on that occasion as it comes wide. Centre wingers Kernahan, Lewis. Oh, he took the dive. In they go after it. Gleeson. Centre wing is Turner coming away with it.
Turner swings it out wide. Malaxis has the ball then. Centre wing for the West Coast Eagles, who trail by 3 points. Approaching time on in this final term. Their season on the line. Malaxis centres the ball. Intended for Pios. An element of danger there. Dennis battling with Pios. Dennis is over the ball. He's slung out of it. In goes Anea. Surely he was held without it. It spills wide. Kick around the outer side from Mainwaring. Finds Glendinning. Glendinning 50 metres out from goal. Long kick. They'll contest about 2 metres out. Keane got a hand to it. He should have let it go. A chance for Alvin. Alvin still playing the ball out towards half-back. Players crash into him. Gastev is there. Vashenko is there too, and the umpire decides to ball it up. But Laurie Keane had to make a decision, and I'd venture to say he made the wrong one.
I think he did too, Dennis, but still he's out there under pressure. We won't criticise that. 25 minutes gone. Final quarter. What a game this is. 3 points the difference in favour of the Blues. Can the Eagles score a goal? Keane, the big fist. It's put pressure on. It's in front of goal. Oh, in the back. Yes. And the West Australian crowd erupt because Phil Narkle, it could have almost been holding the ball. It could have been in the back. It could have gone either way. But sometimes these decisions, they even out overnight. And Phil Narkle, from 10 metres out, the pressure is on him.
Well, I think we've said this a few times tonight. We'll look at that again with interest. Here's Narkle. 10 metres out then, as Peter told you. And I think he's missed it. He's missed it. Oh dear, oh dear. The margin is 2 points. Narkle can't find his helmet. She hasn't got it, but she loves it.
That's what pressure does, Dennis.
He was very casual. Phil Narkle. So the Eagles could rue that miss. We've played over 25 minutes now, just a tick over 26 in fact. The margin is 2 points Carlton's way.
Oh, what a vital kick.
Yeah, well, we've talked about the season up for grabs. The season could have written on that kick. The hearts of a lot of people at the WACA ground rode with that ball, and it missed. Here's Dean going to the outer side, and the mark almost taken out there by Alvin. It's paid.
Yes, it was a definite mark. No doubt about that to Tommy Alvin. And this is where the pressure players will show out now. Been an excellent player after coming from Bairnsdale. Centre wing or Barrich. Flew for the mark. It's right on the true centre wing position. 26 and a half minutes gone. Final quarter. Let's see if the Eagles, they've battled hard under adverse conditions. They've got injured players out there, but gee, they've battled hard. Full marks to Carlton also. They gave a big start. Meldrum, that could have been holding the ball. No, said the umpire. He was in control, and he was grabbed. The umpire, probably wisely at this stage to let it go a bit. 2 points the difference in favour of Carlton.
Take a brave umpire to pay that, but they've been pretty brave tonight. Doesn't worry them one iota where they've given the kicks. 2 points the difference then. Carlton lead. Kernahan slaps it wide of the pack. Barrich has got it now at half forward. Swings it down towards the forward pocket. Glendinning. Keane behind. Gets the hand pass to Laidley. Thumb and all. Laidley has missed. He's put it out of bounds on the full. But shocking defence by Peter Dean. He just made a beeline for Glendinning, and Glendinning almost could have got a kick.
Laurie Keane, I think he could have run right into the open goal, and everyone was off balance and gone for all money, and he elected the hand pass. put Laidley, who's not a great left foot kick, under a lot of pressure. But then there is pressure out there, as we see Blackwell almost at the 28-minute mark. Will time run out for the Eagles? They haven't got much time left. Ashenko in front. Here's a chance for Laxos. He should go for home. He does. A high one. Keen's there at the back. He flies. It's over the back of the pack. Glendinning kicked off the ground. No, it's not. Narkle. I don't think the umpire would play that one. He ducked the head, and rightly so. Phil Narkle went to ground. Oh, gee, what a game of football this is, Dennis.
Well, this entire crowd, with few exceptions, is willing this West Coast Eagles team on. There's Kenny Hunter, an interested spectator. Bounce about 20 metres out from goal. Keen, clean possession. Claimed by Kernahan. Held to the big fellow, and there'll be another ball up. The clock is the enemy now of the West Coast Eagles. Approaching 29 minutes, 2 points to margin. They need a goal. Awkward bounce. Dorotich over the top. Glendinning! So now the clock suddenly is the ally of the West Coast Eagles. Picked up by Nailey to Johnston. They're not done with yet, the Blues. Long kick into the forward line. At the fall of the ball is Madden. In from the side, the attempted mark, McKenzie. Scott clears the zone. Kick to the outer side. Oh, what a courageous mark is taken out there by Robertson. He springs to his feet, Robertson. He'll send it back in yet again.
There's Robertson. Can they take a big mark? Rhys Jones, the flyer. It comes loose. A chance for McKenzie. He loses it. Rhys Jones into the ground. And the umpire's played another free kick.
Gee whiz.
Oh, Rhys Jones has got another one at 55 metres. He'll actually kick from 50. He can be the hero. He's already kicked 5. The umpire played it in the back. And he's had 2 lucky free kicks tonight for 2 goals. I think that one was there. A final kick that must be nearly time. He hooks it. And it's a point. Oh, boy, the West Coast Eagles hang on. What's the score? It's 104 to 107. 3 points the difference. The siren will go any tick of the clock.
What an amazing game it's been. And credit to these Eagles. They've shown great courage, great fight. Alexander is down on the boundary with his troops now. Wait for the kick in. Miles is favouring the outer side. It's siren time anytime. The high hanging kick. The Eagles need another kick downfield. They've got the run of it. The courageous Laidley close to the boundary line. It's out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Approaching 31 minutes. The Eagles were 10 goals at three-quarter time. The Blues were 11. Madden tries to win it down. And once more they bring it forward to Essendon. Almost the mark taken down there too. Emerging with the ball is Shenko to Lewis. Lewis kicks it across the ground. It'll run out of bounds. It does. We'll have a boundary throw in. And the time it took was valuable for the Eagles.
Oh, the people were holding their breath. You could sense it. You could feel it here. It's unbelievable atmosphere. 3 points of difference. Oh, it must be nearly time. That nearly holding the ball. In goes McKenzie. He hands it across to Glascott. Glascott to Gleeson. Gleeson on the left foot. Who's there? It's off the hands and over the line. Deep in the forward pocket to Carlton. The time is running out. Nearly 32 minutes gone. How much longer can it go?
It's like Gene Tunney, isn't it? Gene Tunney and Jack Dempsey. The long count. One forward by Scott. Fraser Murphy runs into a dead end. It's out of bounds again. Well, these two teams have gone at it throughout the night. First the Eagles, then Carlton. 32 minutes gone. Amazing scenes. Anir off the ground, clears the zone, gets it across to Barrage. The high kick to centre field, and the crowd sensing perhaps the Eagles have got it. No, it takes a fickle bounce. It comes to Robertson. He pumps it back in yet again. Kennedy is down there, waiting behind. A chance though for Pios. And Pios goes for the boundary line with a scramble kick.
I reckon time's going to run out. There can't be much more time. 32 and a half minutes gone. Half forward flank. Ron Alexander showing the pressures of a game like this. He'll go for the line, Hart. That was good play.
We do ask you to keep off the oval at the end of the game, please.
The announcement came over for people to keep off the oval. It's nearly 33 minutes. How much longer? Robert Walls, they look remarkably calm up there. They might be resigned. Here's a chance. Oh, bad hand pass. And going in again is Nailey. He kicks it high. Lewis. Oh, great mark, the young fella. What a mark under pressure, Dennis.
Superb mark, wasn't it? The leaper over the top was from behind Gleeson. But the man with the poise there and the judgment was Lewis. Goes short, intended for Malaxis. There's the siren. The Eagles have won it, and they keep their finals hopes alive. What a superb victory. That's the best one they've had. They've defeated Hawthorn and now Carlton this season. Well, I guess if every week we were guaranteed seeing a game like that, there'd be no problems filling stadiums around the country. What a superb game of football. And I think in many ways tonight...